Chill today.
You fucking scumbag.
I'm standing all the way with Chill today.
That's crazy. Hey, that's crazy.
What's going on, y'all? We got Game 6 tonight in San Antonio, and it is do or die for Wemby, Steph Castle, De'Aaron Fox, Dylan Harper, Devin Vassell, Mitch Johnson, and the San Antonio Spurs. If they win, we'll get a Game 7 pin. If they lose, we got OKC and the Knicks in the finals. It's a lot riding tonight. May 28th on this good Thursday. Fellas, what's going on? Damian, Mars, Penn, Swiper.
Yup.
Not chill, but maybe chill.
What's up?
In effect, what's going on, Ron G? What up?
Swiper,
Yo,
how you doing today?
I'm doing well. Great day. It's a great day to be alive. Great day to be a bear. Great day to be a bear. What we used to say in college for workouts.
That's not what Tunde thinks.
Yeah, shout out to Tunde. Shout out to Tunde, man. I'm going back to St. John. St. John?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Shout out to y'all. But Ron, yeah, so before the show, I'm doing some football stuff. By the way, film breakdown. Is it film breakdown, y'all? The football dude, the white kid that does it in this room. I think it's film breakdown. He got PS2 on his show. And Penn, I don't know if you're tapped into football at all, but like that's like getting like, I don't know, chill, like Rudy Gobert or
I'm a football expert.
PS2's better than Rudy Gobert.
No, he is, but like I'm trying to figure out what I'm saying who's a big defensive player in the NBA. I'm saying like
I would say a man, because or a Sore. You could say a Sore.
Yeah, any one of them.
But he's better than both of them though.
Yeah, he is.
So it's kind of hard to.
Yeah, he got him on his show, Penn, and he basically they were going through like all kind of stuff and man press coverage, all kind of stuff. It's elite, y'all. And literally like when he was talking early in the video, one thing he said is that when he's playing press coverages, he doesn't look at the eyes, he doesn't look at the shoulder, he looks at the inside hip, because the hips never lie. And that's how we learned in football. It's like when you're playing man-to-man, you never look up top, always look below, always look at the hips. And I think in basketball, for me, it worked very similarly. Like I want to stay low, because the higher I get, the more prone I am to getting shook or to missing what's happening. But you can always read hips. So I was thinking, chill. Football, we watch so many hours of film. We had film every day, and then we had film we had to take home. And then we had DVDs at this time, or we had a computer digitized system where you went home, chill, and you didn't have to, but you know how it is. It's man to voluntary. They tracked how many hours that we watched film. And so I had to watch a lot of film because I played middle linebacker. I had to call all the plays. So I had to be locked into all this stuff. So I was thinking, chill, like, how much more time or do football players watch more film than basketball players? And so I wanted to ask you, Chill, when you were playing at Utah State, how much film were you required to watch? Because obviously this is also a different time period in the 90s, but even then, y'all still had some requirements. So did you watch film every day? And then were there situations or games in which you would have to watch more film than others?
We had to watch film not every day, but we had to watch film as much as possible. Like they would tape our practices, and in addition to taping our practices, we would sit down and see where we were. Like I played the 2 guard, so at the 2 spot, I have to see how I'm getting around screens, how I'm helping on defense. And my senior year, we're playing against San Jose State, and we lose on a 65-foot buzzer beater in the game. The next day is a gap day because we got another game up against University of Pacific in Stockton. It's about an hour and a half ride on a bus. So that day we end up watching the entire, like there was no film breakdown. We watched the entire game, the whole game from start to finish, and everything that we did wrong. And we had more, because back then it isn't as technologically advanced as it is now, where you got DVDs and you break down specific plays. And to your point, Swipe, as a middle linebacker, I'm breaking down your coverages and where you need to be. The TV was rolled out on a cart, and the VCR, yes, Mars. The TV was rolled out on a cart. We lit the VCR up, and it's not like it is today where you could jump to specific plays. The play that we're watching, you can rewind that specific play. Yeah. But if we get later on in the game, you want to go back to that play, not like with the DVD. We got to rewind the whole tape and go back to that play. That's unfortunate, but that's why we had to go over things like that. So we did watch a lot of film, but a lot of our stuff was in practice and in scouting reports that they printed out for us.
Be kind, rewind.
I was more of a visual, and me, I watch film, but I was more of a visual learner than other people. Like, show it to me, show me what I'm supposed to be doing. And I didn't really watch a lot of film on myself because I hated watching myself on tape. I just fucking hated it. I did. I hated watching myself on tape because I always felt like, Penn, that I could do, like, I'd be watching a play with me in it, and I'm not even involved in the play, and I'm thinking, why aren't you over there? Why aren't you involved in this? Even though I'm not even supposed to be involved in this, or I'm involved in the play and I should be involved in it. Like, get out the way. What are you doing there? So I hated watching myself.
How do you get better if you don't watch yourself play?
Right. I do understand that, and the way
We used to watch a ton of film as well.
the way that I did it.
Well, let me ask you this, Joe. If you can go back and tell yourself, would you watch more tape?
I would watch more tape of myself. Yes, I would.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I
Okay.
definitely would watch more tape of myself. So I did it the conventional way, where I just got in the gym and I played and I worked on my game and I worked on my skill set, and I just stayed connected to what worked, as opposed to, and again, to Swiper's point, when you're talking about football breakdown and things, how technologically advanced you are today, and understanding where you can be and seeing the game from a different perspective. It wasn't like that back then. It was just more of being on the floor and recognizing your matchup, or recognizing what the other guy's matchup was, and seeing that and just being there, as opposed to, well, okay, now I can see it from a different angle while it's on tape, and continuing. I really didn't watch as much tape as I could have. I definitely could have been playing.
By the way, his name is Film Watchers, just to say his name correctly. It's Film Watchers, and he just dropped a show at PS2 1 day ago, exactly.
So Swiper said hips don't lie. Chill. The truth is the tape don't lie.
No, it does not.
I actually talked to a player this year, and he said, like, their coaching staff is very cautious about not showing too many negative plays in a film session, and they have to keep these film sessions like 10 to 12 minutes, or they're afraid they're going to lose the room. So personally, I think more is better, but there's a certain amount that you can absorb, and maybe sometimes it really does suck to watch yourself getting blown by over and over and over again. But maybe that's what holds you accountable. Because I'm pretty sure if Kenny Atkinson could look at all of James Harden's pick and roll coverages and put it on display, there's a social humiliation factor where you're looking at yourself getting blown by, and you got 17 guys you got to answer to. You can't lie. Like, you can go to sleep and be like, I tried my best. But the tape shows you did not try your best.
Yeah.
Well, Penn, not all film, and you are right about that. And like there's a lot of team group film sessions where you go over everything with everybody, but sometimes you have individual film sessions, not just by yourself, but like with an assistant coach or, with the coach, and you guys will go in and you'll break down certain things. But Penn's 100% right. Like when I was in college, we never did film for anything longer than 15 to 20 minutes. And the madder coach was, or the worse it was, the shorter it will be. He will go in and say this or that, and it's over.
After this, we're going to go over your film session, you and me, at 2 p.m. when we're out of here. We're going to go over your film session. We're going to look at all your cold.
We definitely need to get on your film session, Ron.
We're going to show you all the ways that you mess it up.
Both you got both. No. Before the show, Chill said to mute everybody. He said to be Mars knows. He was in the group chat. He said be an actual real host and stop letting people yap. So you know what, Chill? You're the first person to get put in the back. Penn, if you derail today, you will be muted. Hey, my film today gonna be on point. Swiper, don't play.
We should.
No. What we should do is talk about Game 6.
No, we are.
That's what we should do.
We're going to stay on track because one of us knows anyway. I'm saying we should actually do that in summer. We should have a day where we have to go through clips of each other and we have to critique each other. That would be the funnest thing of all time. We have to take all of our best or worst clips, and then JD is going to take a lot of work. But we should do every individual person. It's like a 10-minute, 15-minute reel where you have to actually dig into it. That'd be a lot of fun. Damian, in football or soccer for Americans, did you have to watch a lot of film as well? And what's the difference between soccer film than like maybe basketball?
Yeah, I mean, we had to watch a ton because like football or soccer it's probably the most tactical sport like in the world. So like there's like a bunch of different formations. There's a lot of playing out at the back. There's a lot of what are they doing? Where can we be on a field? So there was a bunch of it's not much individual film. It's a lot of like team tactical film. And as the game is sort of modernized. And teams are like playing 3 at the back instead of 4 at the back, and diamonds and midfields and all these different things. the tactical side of the game has become very very prominent, but like film as well is also, like Penn mentioned, the clips. Sometimes what the film misses though is context. So like, for example, in basketball, if you know, if plays are being run and you see them in isolation, sometimes you miss the plays that have happened 2, 3, 4 minutes before, that led to that play that you're watching in isolation. So sometimes the film never lies, but sometimes it can miss a little bit of context of what's happening before and after, or what you're trying to execute in that moment. So yeah, a bunch of film swiper. I think it's always a good thing, but you can overdo it depending on the individual. But in football is more team tactics rather than individual stuff.
What you said that football is the most tactical sport. Now, I'm not pushing back on that. I don't know enough about football, but what makes it more tactical than American football or basketball for you? And also, follow-up question, are there overlaps? Because as a person who played a lot of basketball growing up, I found my transition to playing soccer a lot easier because some of the same concepts came into play.
Yeah, most definitely. I think as the more I've learned about American football, actually, I didn't realize how like in depth tactically it is. Like from like play to play, game to game, how many plays these guys have to memorize, all these different things. In football, we call it more like patterns of play. So there's some overlap there in like what we're trying to do from game to game. The thing with football as well is it's very personnel based. Like some midfielders can make passes where other midfielders can't. There's different types of strikers, some that like to get involved in the play, some that like to play in behind, some that are like pure poachers. Like there's a lot of different personnel variables as well, which can dictate the way a team plays. So like there is a lot of crossover. And like I think that football's very tactical because there's 11 guys on each side. Right, there are so many things you can do in the game. There are so many different ways you can press the opposition. You can let them play out. All these different things going on in the game. Whereas basketball's 5-on-5, there's a little bit less you can do. That it's obviously smaller. There's all these different things. So I think there is crossover, but very different in terms of like there's probably a lot more personnel based stuff, like individual based stuff in basketball rather than football.
Yeah, I think football is just a different beast because this is why analytics for me is so interesting in the conversation. We've been doing
American football or soccer?
American football. We've been doing analytics in American football since forever. Like there's no we always knew personnel, tendencies, down to down, third and everything's broke down. First and 5, first and 10, second and 3, second in mid 3 to 7, second and long 7+, 22 personnel, 12 personnel, trips, trio, like bunch, you know what I mean? Like we have nickel, dime, you have your goal line formations, you have your base personnel, cover 4, 3, man, 2, press off, like, lucky, ringo, like, you know what I mean? Twist. Like we have so many things that's happening all at once, and we're literally every play going into the play, knowing personnel tendencies and then knowing what you're expecting what you're going to do. But then we didn't have to be able to respond to that if you don't do any of these things. So like, I mean, there's so much that goes into every play in football. Like there's no way to separate the mental side from the physical in the NFL or in college, because you literally you cannot be successful and not know film unless you're like just a super freak athlete. But those are the worst people to play with, Chill. Those are the worst people to play with. The people that are just like God-given talent. We don't watch film. Those are absolutely 100% the worst people to play with because they feel like they can go out there and just, do whatever. But it's like, okay, but if you're supposed to spill and you don't try to make a tackle, that makes the rest of the defense suffer. Because if you don't spill, and spill tendency is, people that don't know, when you spill in football, that means you're making everything go outside. So I'm spilling to lead things to the safety or to the corner. But if you then want to play contain, then now you got corners, you got outside linebackers and DN, everybody's setting it to go inside. The problem is if you contain, now you're getting everything in the mesh point, but now the problem is like you miss a tackle, it's to the house. Whereas if you spill, it prevents other opportunities for you to do that.
But that's very similar in basketball too, though.
Right.
Like we all know the athletes that don't think the game through. I'm not gonna say no names, you guys can, but the guys that are just freak athletes, but it's like,
right,
where are you at upstairs? Is your is the elevator going all the way to the top floor? Mm-hmm. But we know you're a freak athlete, but if you would rotate the way the defense is supposed to rotate, mm-hmm, or if you would, trail your man on certain plays or cut here or whatever the case is, then you will be so much more better. So like that does play into basketball too. And I I would say basketball is you probably have to watch a little less film than in football and American football. But film is to go back to your initial point. Film is major in basketball, and especially for these NBA players. I know they watch a ton of film.
Or do you think? Or let me ask y'all this, because this is where I kind of, and I don't know if the opinion is going to be up here. I would say in my experience, and Chill obviously, and Damian and Penn, we're all similar ages, and Ron, and then Mars. In my experience, football players are way more readily available for accountability than basketball players, in my experience. Because what I've noticed is that with football players, there's no way to avoid, like, if you make a mistake, everybody knows. There's 11 people to Damian's point. There's 22 people on the field, plus a large coaching staff, and plus everybody else that's in the meetings. There's no way to avoid that. Whereas basketball, even with this Victor Wembanyama thing, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, when he avoids the press conference at the end, that there's just not really a way to escape criticism in football. And what I've noticed is that football players in general seem to be a lot more approachable in post-game stuff that I've known in basketball. Now, again, Damien, you also do the media side, as well. So love your opinion here. But like basketball players, the reason why it's way different. It's way different. Go ahead, Joe.
The reason why in football it's way more critical is because you have a specific job to do.
Yeah.
Like in basketball, you see guys who are multi-purpose. They handle a basketball, they rebound, they do a whole bunch of things. If you don't do your job specifically, my job is to block so this running back can hit the A gap. Right. My job is to squeeze in terms of a linebacker. My job is to protect my job is to protect the quarterback. My job is to run this route. If I don't run this route at this specific time, then my quarterback gets sacked. Which also ties into this offensive lineman who I have to block at this specific time in order for him to get this pass off. With that being said, in basketball, I can always attribute it to, well, this isn't really my job, but I'm doing it so we can get somebody else to do it. And this really isn't as much as my fault. When in football, as a wide receiver, get open. That's your job. As a quarterback, he's open. Hit him. Do your job. So I think that in football, you're held more accountable.
Somebody said football is a brain dead sport. No, that's not.
No, it's not.
That's not at all. Like
Swiper, you don't have to.
I know, but that's not.
Just so we clear,
no, it's like everybody with the brain knows that. Like, come on, like
I want to make sure that we clear. Just so you guys know, football players, Aaron, are ridiculously smart. Contrary to what you may think. Like, you have no idea the stuff that they have to go over and the stuff that they have to understand. The center, the guy that's hiking the football, he might be the smartest one on the whole crew. I just want to put that out there. He might be the smartest one on the whole crew because of the responsibility that he has. So football players are way smarter than you think they are.
In terms of like identifying the mistake or who made the mistake, I think you're right that because there is a bigger field and there are these zapped smaller possessions and it's not continuous play, with football, all these stoppages do make it a lot more apparent that this is the person who messed up. Whereas in basketball, I don't think it's so obvious who messed up. Sometimes it's the rotation that never came. You didn't even know it was supposed to come. I think basketball, because of the complexity of off-ball actions and the spacing and the pacing that we're playing with right now, I said this the other day, I don't think basketball is for the common fan anymore. I think like really critically evaluating this game requires like a lot of attention, a lot of focus, and a lot of knowledge. And frankly, watching the game in the 70s and 80s, it didn't feel that way. It felt like you could just turn a TV on and be like, okay, I understand what's happening. I understand everything that's happening. I understand this guy's doing a good job. This guy's not doing a good job. The guy on the box, he went 12 for 15. He did a good job. The other guy, he missed, he got scored on 14 times. All the isolation made it easier to follow. And I'll also say this, the impact of a star, I think, is biggest on a basketball court because there's only 5 players. So that one singular force and the number of possessions that player is asked to, especially a two-way star like a Victor Wembanyama, that is the big thing. And the final thing I'll say, not to get too long-winded here, our brains are prediction machines. We think that they're reaction machines, but they're not. The best brains, the sharpest brains in history have always been prediction machines. So whether we're talking football, whether we're talking American football, soccer, whatever, or basketball, ultimately the best players will be the best predictors. I don't know how you can become a better predictor without watching film. Personally.
And
I
like
think,
even
as
to
well,
that
Swat,
point, film,
you go.
you got it, Damien.
I think that it's Swiper. I think your point in terms of like American football to me feels a lot like an individual sport within a team environment. Like if you, like you said, if you miss a coverage, there's like nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to hide because the whole team knows, the opposition knows, a touchdown's at at play. In soccer, it was more like unless you're in the midfield giving the ball away every time, unless you're scoring own goals, unless you're a striker that's missing every one-on-one that you have with the keeper, we lose and win as a team. There's just too many players on the field for it usually to be sort of one person's individual responsibility that we lost or accountability. In basketball, though, I think that players are in such close quarters that it's also hard for individuals to be sort of hung out to dry in a way, to see like a glaring thing where it was this player's reason, his mistake is why we lost. I think it's harder to do in basketball. In terms of like players, I think it comes down to individual personalities. You'll see players after the game in basketball take accountability. You'll see other guys say, we didn't execute the coach's game plan. We weren't together. They talk about chemistry. I think it depends on the individual. But in football, I think, there's nowhere to hide. It's a very unique sport in that way, that I've found just watching it.
Damien, that kind of goes to the previous point that I was just about to make. In basketball, it's so many possessions, and like the risk versus the reward isn't as great as in football. Giving up 7 points in football that's like a team going on a 15-0 run. Whereas in basketball, it's 2 points or 3 points. So, and that's part of the reason. Now, this is going to shift the conversation over a little bit. In soccer, a goal is major. You might only get one goal a game. So like that goal is major. In basketball, it's just 2 points. So like mistakes don't matter as much. That's why in basketball, it's so free flowing too. You don't have a chance between plays to really set things up and all of that. Like in football, you get an opportunity to stop.
On that, what you're just saying right there, I was going to ask you so with that being understood, 2 points, 3 points, how many possessions, even for the best team in the league, how many possessions a game of 100 do you think are bad possessions? Like how much leeway do you get with some of these teams?
How do you define bad possessions? Like and Chill, I would love for you to answer this too.
Yeah, just mistakes being made. So for instance, like I went back and watched the Spurs game with Game 5. Mm-hmm. Wemby, the reason why I said Wemby was so bad, Wemby was so out of position in part because of fatigue on defense that he legitimately was a no-show in multiple possessions where he just was not where he was supposed to be. He was late. He was loud. His feet were turned sideways, Ron, on drives. Like when he got driven into, the reason he got ran over is because his feet are literally turned the other way. He's not centered at all. And then on top of that, when he's supposed to get across the other side of the paint, he's slow-footed. So like, and again, this is like I think this is fatigue. This is not an indictment of him, but he was obviously gassed. But I'm saying that, Ron, like, this is the best of the best. This is the best 2 of the 3 best teams in the NBA. We're in Game 5, and I'm watching, I would say 25, 30% of the time he was on the floor defensively, higher, whatever it was. Those were not good possessions. So I'm asking you, like, in that context.
I thought you're thinking 25%?
I was thinking like 30%. Like,
chill.
And this is the bet. Like you can recognize when you see throughout the course of the regular season the better teams just off possessions. Like let's just take the players and their skill set off the table. The possessions and how guys miss cutters, how guys miss rebounds, how guys miss blockouts, how guys take shots in transition, which are bad shots when you're on a run. Like how bad a turnover is, and you can recognize throughout the course of the regular season. If we're going with the regular season swiper, I'm thinking at least 40% of those possessions when you're talking about
especially on a what? Okay, Chill, tell me on a big game. So like Celtics versus Thunder, all right. Yep. And now do Wizards versus Kings on a Tuesday.
I mean, you could easily have like half of those possessions are bad possessions. You could easily have that.
But there are micro mistakes within larger mistakes too. Like someone can get a switch where in the previous action we shouldn't have switched the previous action that then gets the big on the small. Like there's micro mistakes within the bigger mistakes. Like there was like a David West actually went back and forth with a guy on Twitter like yesterday about James Harden took a shot in the conference finals, and that coach was saying that he should have been the first one back. But then David West came at him saying that, like, in basketball one-on-one, the shooter is never the first one back. But then his counter argument was the reason why James Harden needed to get back is because the Cavs' philosophy was the weak side guys have to corner crash and get an offensive rebound. So Harden is the only viable guy to get back. So some of it is like really nuanced in whose fault is this, or how many mistakes are happening within the larger mistake. So I think it's very fascinating when you think about it.
The weak side guys can be the corner guys to crash, but that's not my job, especially when it's all four of us crashing the glass. So if James Harden is the first one back, he's still the first one back, and now all of these other guys now have to get back. If he's the first one back, he's the first line of defense. That means my big guy who probably can't get to the rebound. So that means he's still down there trying to rebound instead of getting back. No, that's not James Harden's primary responsibility. If I see James Harden shooting the shot, I'm getting back at the 2 spot. I'm getting back because I know that he's already shooting the ball. And if the ball comes back to him, he could get it. So, excuse me. So I got to get back. With that also being said, though, Swiper, like there's small things. I'm watching Oklahoma City in San Antonio. And Oklahoma City's on, I want to say it was game 3 run. Oklahoma City was on a run. And AJ Mitchell, he ends up stopping. It wasn't Wemby, but I forgot who was back on transition with him. But it was Wemby, I'm sorry. He ends up stopping at the long ball line. He could have stopped at the mid-range and got a better shot and knocked that shot down. But instead, he stops at the long ball line. They miss. They get
that was game. That was game 1, I thought. Right?
I thought it was game 1 or game 2, one of those, game 1 or game 3. I thought that's what it was. I'm sorry. But with that being said, he misses. They get the ball back and they go back down and score. That's a bad possession. That's not a good possession because if I stop at the elbow and I knock that shot down, that keeps our run going. But if I miss that shot, right? If I miss that long ball shot, which is a higher degree of difficulty,
that's a coaching thing, though, wouldn't it be, Chill? Like if we're taught,
transition is not.
But a 3, you're more than likely gonna, at least in my opinion, this is more of a question statement. Sure. You're more than likely, if you're telling a player in a 2v1 versus that level of defender, like it's better for you to take a 3 and to play that game and then hope for a long rebound or make it, as opposed to take a pull up mid range on a 2-on-2, wouldn't it be?
No, because if I'm taking a long 3, that could also benefit them and I could speed them up as opposed to us getting the rebound. If I end up stopping at the elbow and I miss that shot, well, I'm also giving my guys who coming down, I give them opportunities to maybe rebound. And on top of that, the defense gets deeper. Like if I'm coming down and I'm stopping at the long ball line, well, he doesn't really have to commit to me. If I'm at the mid range, that guy has to commit to me. And other defensive players now have to come back and guard the rim. So now I think that puts more pressure on the defense. That's what I mean when I say that's a bad possession.
Well, yeah, I definitely strategically, like, obviously, everything's going to be different on the program. But yeah, Ron,
like this dude said, transition mid range is the worst shot in basketball. That kind of shit gets my blood pressure.
But Chill, to be fair though, like,
do you think
that shit?
Do you think professional sports is like
even lane filling? Real quick, Damien, but even lane filling,
that shit.
But I'm saying if I fill a lane, like, and you watch NBA basketball, especially good team, they fill a lane to the basket and to the corners. Like that is the primary thing. We can't score at the basket. We're going to the corner, and typically that's where you get your transition corner threes for a lot of teams. So like, It seems like from a map standpoint, rim, corner, key, rim, corner, key for transition, and then it's a pass out, kick out if we have the numbers. So like some of this is like. Chill, like
if I got the ball on the left wing, like AJ Mitchell, I got the ball on the left wing and I'm in transition and I'm going and I got a guy in Wemby. Wemby's instinctually, Penn, he's gonna run to the rim. That's just how instinctually he is. He's not gonna come out and guard me. He's gonna run to the rim. Well, what I want to do is I want to be in a space where I'm the most effective. I was a mid-range jump shooter. And I could shoot the 3, but I was a mid-range jump shooter. I want to be in a space where I'm the most effective. I'm going to stop right at that elbow because I feel way more comfortable.
But Chill, a 2-pointer.
Now,
42% of the time as opposed to a three you make 38% of the time, it makes more sense for you to take a three.
Now who is making these threes 38%?
AJ Mitchell.
Okay, so he's making that 38%. He's making that 38% of the
Well,
time.
I'm guesstimation. Like if you
let's just say 40. Let's just say 40% of the time. He's making,
so
it sounds like
a 15-foot two, 42% of the time, as opposed to a 23-foot three-pointer that you make 37% of the time.
So almost 40% on both of them. Okay, that's a different number. Okay, and I can definitely get with those analytics. Sure, I can definitely get with that. But I'm thinking from the aspect of being where I'm the most effective.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think that was a good shot for him because I'm not thinking about the numbers. I'm thinking about where we were in the game, and I was thinking about the easier shot. From my aspect, I would have knocked down that mid-range jump shot at the elbow, and I would have kept the pressure on the defense. And I think that I would have kept the momentum of our run going. I'm not thinking about AJ Mitchell shooting 42% and shooting 38% at the long ball line. I to be honest with you, Swipe, I was.
Well, what if you just missed the mid-range?
I just feel you could miss the mid-range. I just feel more comfortable shooting that shot than I do shooting the long ball.
Oh, I know you do for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't question that.
Sure,
but I don't know if AJ Mitchell does. So it's all down to the person.
It's what you practice.
Yeah, I think
NBA players are practicing transition threes at this point. Most of them are doing it. So he's probably worked on that more than he's worked on a transition elbow pull-up.
Yeah, so like that's the part that's kind of missing from this situation is like if you practice step back threes going left, you're not going right in the game. If you have to go right, it's because the defense forced you to go right. That's not where you wanted to go. So I think so many of these players, their trainers are getting them into the gym and they're just saying, listen, functionally, you're not taking the shot. You're not taking the shot in an NBA game. So we're just going to have you taking, corner threes, and that's going to be your role. That's going to be how you're going to help this team.
Chill, there was a video. I wish we could have showed it. Actually, Drench is the one that shared it on IG, and then I shared it on my IG today. There's a video of Drew Holiday talking about defense and like how he plays around the screen.
Great video.
I was just like, I wish we could have them talk about stuff like this more, because it's like that's the kind of stuff like I think people would benefit so much from like listening to how intelligent a lot of these players are, but also just like the mechanics that goes into doing all of these things at a high level. And, the same trainer, Damien or Penn, if you remember his name, I don't remember the person's name. I want to give them credit for their platform. They had another video where they had Jalen Johnson as well, like who obviously just made the All-NBA team and all that, doing drills. And I think watching how much effort and how much work they put in to every individual thing that they do on the floor, it's honestly amazing. And, the transition in real game speed doesn't always happen. But I think it is important to note, like, these players spend thousands of hours, like, trying to perfect the smallest of details. But then when you get to a stage like this is why I think players like Caruso are so valuable. Like, they round their games out so well to where they basically have no deficiencies in a high level setting. And then this is why you see players like stepping up, becoming who they are in these moments. And so, basketball is really a beautiful sport, and I think there's like so much more that we could get out of it. Obviously, we have to talk about a lot of different things on the show, but like that's some of the stuff I do wish we got a chance to spend more time dealing with.
Well, when you
was that Chris Johnson? Was that Chris Johnson?
Chris Johnson. That's who it was. Yeah.
That's why I bring up when we talk about Ron, when we talk about like the Oklahoma City Thunder, San Antonio series. That's why I bring up, these two coaches matching wits, because I think that Mark Dagnall and I think Mitch Johnson, I think that they're doing a phenomenal job on both ends. I think that Mark Dagnall is out coaching them because he's got more pieces and because he's got more weapons to use to be more effective. But I think Mitch Johnson is doing a great job coaching. And the fact that these guys know exactly what to do and when to do it and how to scheme, I think that's fantastic with these guys.
And I think, and again, this goes to the game, Ron, and then getting into game 6. I think Mitch Johnson has got Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper and all of them in such a good place. Now, Shea, the whole falling thing, we haven't talked about that on the show. I like Tom, the person who put out the analytics about falling down. He actually works for Portland. He does an incredible job. So, like, that's such a small part of what he actually does on a day-to-day basis.
What's the analytics?
Shea falls more than any other player in the playoff setting on jump shots, basically. Like, he put a statistical profile together showing how often he falls. Now,
How often or how many times?
How often? So how many times he
Like
has
the percentage?
And so percentage of his shots plus how many times he's done it in totality. He does fall a lot more than other players. But the issue is like Embiid also did that too, to be able to work around some injury concerns as well. And so Caitlin Cooper, on the other hand, had a whole video about why players fall down that she actually talked about with NBA players as to why that is a strategy they like to employ. So it's a mix of things.
There's a method to the madness. I did not know that.
But a lot of it's not
It's actually to avoid major injuries sometimes. Yeah.
Right. And so that's even Shea. Shea's learning it's easier for me to get up on a jumper and fall, especially chill if they're close. Sure. Because the likelihood of me falling on your ankle or stepping on your ankle when I fall, it's way, way, way less as opposed to I go straight up and down. Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's a strategic thing. But the other side of it is it also does benefit him from a foul calling standpoint. But I think Shea is more doing it to avoid the Kawhi Leonard, Zaja, but cheap shot. That happened to Kawhi Leonard obviously in game one.
Guy, even though it is a flagrant foul, I didn't think about like a guy running underneath your ankle. I'm definitely. I know it sounds goofy, Ron. I don't.
I'm not calling bullshit on it, chill. But
I never thought. I mean, to be honest with you, it does have me thinking like, well, you know what? Rolling my ankle as opposed to falling on my side and being able to catch myself. But it looks bad.
It originated from Joel Embiid.
It looks like I'm trying
to originated from Joel Embiid.
Yeah. It looks like I'm trying to fall. It looks like I'm trying to draw a foul.
Well, Dwayne Wade used to do it, but I guess we can say it's because of Joel.
Sure.
I would like to check it out though. And learn more about the science or the methodology or exactly what it is. Because I just growing up, that was never a thing for us.
I would say everybody can tap into Caitlin Cooper. She is a terrific mind. She's talked to Tyrese Halliburton. She has a basketball she wrote. It's a blog about basketball played by the Indiana Pacers. She talked to Rick Carlisle. She talked about it with a bunch of players. Has an incredible platform. And so she did a whole breakdown on this already. So like I said, I don't want to be naive, but I'm also giving Shea credit. Shea's doing this to avoid injury, which we know. But it's also benefiting him from a foul standpoint. Now that doesn't make it bad or good. That's just a factual statement. But chill. I think what I'm saying is Mitch Johnson, they have done a terrific job on knowing what exactly Shea wants to do, how to prevent him from getting to the rim. And when Shea does that pump fake, or that step back, you need to go this far on your closeouts and you need to jump straight up and down on the pump fake. Because I thought Stephon Castle had a play where Shea easily in the regular season would have been able to do his little pump fake when he's like off that left leg, jump into you. Stephon goes straight up and down and just does a great job of like staying high, but not jumping forward to create an actual injury risk or to create a foul risk. And I just think when you watch the reason why Shea struggles so much this series, they're just not they're playing almost perfect on-ball defense.
I think he's doing a great job on him. Yes, he is.
And Mitch has done an incredible job getting all of his guys, including Julian Champagnie. And another thing, Chill.
Yep.
I think if you watch Julian Champagnie this last game, he had a play where Shea beat him off of his hip. But I after rewatching the game, something I think is more likely than not, I think there's a world where they're also telling the player, like, if Shea beats you around your hip, just let him go. Just let him go. Run him into coverage. Because instead of fouling him consistently, if you just run him into coverage or let him get hands in front, like especially with his Wemby, that's way better than you trying to like force your way back in front. And now he's able to do that thing where he runs into you and he gets the ball up and now it's free throws. So for me, it actually makes more sense if you're not in perfect position, just let him beat you. We're going to trap him baseline or we're going to trap him middle. And now he's going to see hands. Now he's going to have to delay and hold the ball, figure out where to go, or try to take a tough two. I just think from an all-around game plan standpoint, they have done a tremendous job limiting Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And even with that, he's still finding ways to be successful because that's how good he is.
Hey, Swipe, to that point, like I done guarded all type of dudes. The small, quick, fast guys, the big, explosive dudes, strong guys that are slow, but they know how to use their bodies, guys that are, cold on the mid-range, shooters, guys that are just, slashers. The hardest person to guard is somebody who's herky-jerky. Yeah. Because once they make that first move and get you off balance, then you're trying to catch up to them, and then they make a second move, so you're already a move behind. Then they make a second move, now you're 2 moves behind, and now they have you at your mercy. That's kind of how Shea is. Shea a jab step you, take 1 dribble, cross back over through the legs, spin back the other way. You were already lost at the jab step. Now he's 3 moves ahead of you. Now you're at his mercy. And if he just stops, because you're literally just trying to catch up, if he stops, you're going to run him over. If he pump fakes, you know you're behind. So you're literally jumping out of instincts to catch up. A lot of the times it's not even to try to block the shot. It's just you already know you're behind, so you're trying to catch up. And like when you do stuff like that, these offensive players, Jalen Brunson, Shea, Luka, they're so instinctual, and they've done this so many times, and they know they have you at your mercy. They know how to draw that foul like this. So, like, the point I'm making, Swiper, is that is genius. If that is the strategy that Mitch and his coaching staff are employing, just let him go. Go to Wemby. You got me beat. Go beat Wemby now.
Right. But I think that the other side to that is that I don't want to let Shea get going, because Shea's smart enough to know that I'm not going to go all the way into Wemby, because he's going to smack that shit into the 3rd row. But I also don't want to put myself in space where if I'm letting them get by me, Shea's smart enough to know the spot to get to. And then now he gets going where that shot gets going. And now he's he's now virtually impossible to deal with. So I say that to say it's a double-edged sword, because Shea's smart enough to know that I'm not going to go into Wemby and I can get somebody else involved, but I can't just let him go past me, because if I let him go past me and he gets going, I put myself.
But then I think the other side of this too, though, watching the series, I mean, Shea ain't really even those middies. What game was that? Was that game 3 where he started the game? I'm talking about started the game with a crazy makeover Castle.
Game 2
on the baseline. Was that 2 or 3?
I think it was game 2 when they were one. I think to even the series. The
And
crazy
like
jump
Castle,
shooting game.
Yeah, Castle was literally in his face, mind you. And literally, it didn't matter. And Castle's 6'6", like he's taller than Chill and Ron. Like he put his arms up. He's 8 feet or whatever else it is. So like he can definitely get to a point where like the shot making is inevitable. But the problem is like they haven't let him. I think Chill mentally it does something to you.
Of course,
if you can't consistently get good looks. Yeah. I'm going to start missing even the best looks. And I think that's what happened to Shea over the series. I think I can't see.
I call it.
And every time I shoot the ball, Chill, there's somebody in my face, to now where there's nobody in my face. Remember last game, he went 1 of 5 in the 4th or whatever. And then I think he missed maybe 1 of his last 7 shots or something. He started getting open looks. But then at this point, it's like, it feels like it's in his head where I still feel like I'm being contested, even though I have like room in these regular season shots, Chill, that I had that I was making 57% on. I'm making like 38% on.
I call it over the shoulder syndrome. Even when you open, you covered. It's like you always looking around to see who's guarding you, because you've been so dealt with for the majority of the time. So a guy like Shea, that every time that he is open, his shots, they look rushed. And I always thought that I've thought with this, not always, but I thought with this series specifically, if my shot diet is a diet of tough shots, it's going to be difficult for me to get going, because I'm not getting anything easy. Even layups aren't easy. Like everything that I get is a difficult shot. And if that's going to be the case, I'm going to struggle. So I got to find space on the floor, my space on the floor specifically, where I can get to it and I can be more effective. Definitely.
But that's why this series, though, and Chill, we talked about it a little bit yesterday. That's why this series has been so beautiful, because every game has looked different because of these adjustments. Like the Spurs are trying to keep Shea out of the middle of the floor. So the adjustment then is to come with different screen angles and floor alignments to try and get him some of those easier looks you're talking about. Then the Spurs got torched by doubling Shea before seeing if they could beat him one-on-one. So they adjust by squeezing the floor and trying to play him straight up, right? But then the Thunder are trying to force 2 on the ball again. So that's an adjustment to the adjustment. And then the Spurs are trying to keep Wemby under the basket. But the Thunder adjustment is, what lineups can we put out there to pull him away from the basket so Shea can get to the rim sometimes? And then, the Spurs trying to get Wemby deeper touches in the paint. But then the Thunder's adjustment is trying to do that collective work early to make sure he doesn't. So like game to game, there's been this like push and pull where guys have their performance has been dictated by a lot of these very subtle adjustments, where instead of Shea now operating in the middle of the floor, he wants to operate on the baseline. So when Julian Champagny, for example, Swiper, if he beats him, the baseline is acting as a defender too. So it's not just like the shots he's getting, it's where he's getting the shots too. So it's like that's why this series has been so fascinating, because every game just looks different, and it's been a coaching masterclass. It's been really fun, actually.
Yeah.
You know what, Damien? That kind of brings me to the point. One of the points that Pim was making, and another point that we've been hearing in the chat. So Pim was saying that basketball's not, or Pim, you were saying basketball is for the casual fan, or is it?
It isn't.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Okay, that goes to my point. A lot of people have been saying this series isn't fun. Aside from game one, it's been boring. This series has been mid. Shea's been bad. That hasn't been the case. This has been a game within the game. This series has been tactical. It's been a coaching masterclass on both sides, but also too, I'm not even going to criticize Shea too much. I actually thought he played pretty good last game. But when you think about it, this is based on what Swiper was just saying, this is the best matchup for Shea. We always talk about, how do you guard, what teams guard Jokic the best, or what teams guard Giannis the best? Have we ever, I don't think on this platform we've talked about how do you guard Shea and who guards Shea the best. This is the best matchup for Shea, team-wise.
I thought Denver
you got
did a good job on
Stephon Cass.
I do. I think Denver did a good job on
Not
that.
consistently. They just didn't have the bodies for it. You know?
Yeah,
I agree with you,
they don't have this type of personnel. You have
They had
Stephon.
the scheme. They had the scheme, and they did it. They just didn't like.
Well,
guys started breaking down enough.
if you replace Christian with Stephon, it would have worked.
See,
I think that's the difference.
I think
Christian,
it's-
I think he
It's
held up
personnel
very
based for
well,
Shea, yeah.
but Christian doesn't have Stephon's measurables. He's 6'6", but his arms aren't even close to as long, and he's also not as like
laterally quick.
Yeah, like Stephon is just like, honestly, bro, he feels like he plays on his heels. Every time I see him, it's like this. It's just bouncy, move. Like he's always reading the screen. And so every time Shea starts trying to like, and this is the other thing, Ron, this is why basketball is so important and every little thing matters. Shea, he's so quick and agile, unless he's playing somebody who's just as long or longer and also extremely quick and agile. And that's what Stephon Castle is. Stephon is not at an athleticism or skill disadvantage versus Shea. When Stephon is on the floor with Shea, I can stay in front of you pretty confidently. And even if you beat me to my hip chill, I'm longer than you and I'm just as fast as you. So if you get vertical, I'm
faster, Swiper. Stephon Castle's more athletic than SGA.
No, for sure. Yeah, for
I
sure.
agree with that.
For
Yep.
sure.
I can
But there's
definitely-
not a lot of
Like that, Pitt?
He's more explosive.
No. He is
Well, that's
definitely
what
a
we're
better
that's what we're
athlete.
talking about.
He's a better athlete.
That's what we're talking about.
He's definitely a
Okay.
better
Yeah,
athlete.
he's a better athlete than Shea. Yeah, but respect. That's not a disrespect. Stephon
Oh, it's
Castle
not.
is like
No.
It's not.
101,
It's not
like-
about disrespect. It's just a fundamental misunderstanding of what is like.
Okay, so
All right, he's
Penn,
traditionally more of an athlete than him
Really-
in
really
the traditional
quickly,
metrics.
So really quickly, Penn, in San Francisco, I saw Castle. Number one, he's significantly taller than me. That's number one. He is bigger than
Significantly.
yes.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
Okay.
Stephon
significantly-
Castle's
Yes, he's significant, and I stand 6'4". Like you could see there's noticeable height difference between me and him. Like we are
Is
not the same
Is it
size.
the hair?
No, it's not the hair. No, he is
Okay.
definitely.
Well, old people also shrink. Chill might be like
This is
6
true.
foot now.
This is, by the way,
Chill
true.
might be 6 foot now. So yeah.
There's about a 2 to 3 inch gradual decline that you will suffer.
See,
Absolutely.
Chill, you
Now-
about to be my height.
Yeah,
in
I'm
about
gonna
2
wait
weeks.
till you get around 6'2". Yeah. Then we gonna box.
Chill is about 25 years away from that, y'all. What are y'all doing?
No.
Chill about
Whoa.
2 weeks from being my
not-
Okay, I don't. Side point. We don't care. We don't care. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead,
You
Joe.
cannot care. The
as-
biology does not stop for you caring or not. It's
As,
just
as,
true.
as we,
You know, your
as-
nose is always going to keep growing, Penn, and so are your ears. I agree with that.
as I
That's
was
true.
saying, Penn. As I was saying, Penn.
No, they do. They both keep
As I was
growing.
saying, so he's significant. He's way bigger than
Ron,
what I
you're
thought
screwed.
he was. He's
Go ahead, Joe.
way bigger than what I thought he was in terms of not just height, but in terms of how wide he is. He's got huge hands. In addition to that, like I see how I in terms of his quick twitch, in terms of him playing on the balls of his feet, how strong he is. I mean, we're talking about an athlete, and you're talking about base. Like this guy, I don't think he clears Shea as an athlete, but I think that there's definitely if I'm watching these two, that dude is a better athlete than that guy. Yes.
Yeah, but that's not a. But, okay, but that's the thing. I mean,
And that's not a big thing. That's not a
Ant
bad
could-
thing.
I'm still better than you, though. That's the
Right.
difference. Like everyone's a better traditional athlete than Joker. and there's nothing you can do about him. So like some
Once
of this
again,
is also
functionally not true.
I no, but no,
You
but
said
I mean,
traditional pin,
yeah,
traditional metrics.
Traditional
40
doesn't-
vertical
Hold on.
shuttle run.
Yeah, touch matters,
Yeah.
timing matters, IQ matters. I'm with you, Pin. I agree with you, but like
Traditional
these,
doesn't have to translate to stupid, right?
who
Not you.
So are you
not
calling us traditionally stupid?
No, I'm saying when you say traditional, look, man, we're not going to say the traditional map of the world because that map was wrong. So when we have new information, we can evolve our thinking. Steph Curry is a fantastic athlete. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a fantastic athlete. How fast you stop is just as important as how fast you go. It doesn't matter that some dumbass 35 years ago cared more about one than the other. Your vertical leap, to me, is very important. How fast you get up on the balls of your feet, more important. You can jump as high as you want. If you need I'll give you an example. Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley is a fantastic athlete, but his game is literally held back by the type of athleticism that he has. You will notice how he finishes off of 2 feet. He always needs to go off of 2 feet. And that inability to go off 1 foot and catch and transition absolutely compromises him. That functionally is a part of how you function as an athlete. Your strength. Kevin Durant is my example. You know when I gave up on athleticism? Kevin Durant, draft 2007. I watched this dude in Texas all year, and I'm like, this is the best player in the country. This is going to be the next Michael Jordan. This guy's amazing. He's going to be amazing. Shout out to you guys for doing a Kevin Durant glaze session yesterday. But he gets to the combine, he can't bench 185. Now, why can't he bench 185? Maybe because the guy got 8-foot wingspan. I don't know. Long arms. Ron, you know about that. You can't bench 185 either. But the whole point here is, you know you can't bench 125, man. Get out of here. So the point
Ron, you could barely bench one.
Ron's a lot stronger.
Why
than
am
I
I
think he is,
catching
bro.
strays?
No, you're not.
You know what? Go ahead. Go ahead.
one
Because
got
you're
long
right.
arms?
No, because you're right. I have more similarities to
arms aren't that
KD. So
long.
go ahead.
you got long arms.
Swipe out. I'll reach through the screen and slap you right now.
But my point
Pin,
is,
how much? Can you bench
Nikola
lightweight?
Jokic is a good athlete. I don't give a shit.
Who
how-
said he's not?
You just said he's
No,
not.
I said if he was a better. I have
You just
said this
he's the
repeatedly.
worst athlete, didn't you not?
Yeah, but Jokic is like relative to the other people he's playing against, is not a great athlete, but he's still a really good athlete. The issue is if Jokic was a better vertical athlete, he might be the greatest player of all time.
Okay, can we say
that is
he's
something
not a
holding
good
him back?
jumper? We'll agree on that. He's not a great jumper, but is hand-eye coordination not a part of
No, yeah,
athleticism?
for sure. Yeah, I'm with you.
In
I'm
a
obviously with you.
sport,
Mars, why
yo,
doesn't this apply
some-
to? Why doesn't this
Hold on.
apply to Castle Mars? Why does this
Because
not? apply to
Castle's a better athlete than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Even these soft traits, ability to stop, agility, like Castle has maybe the best D-cell game in the league. Like he has the soft traits too, except he jumps higher than Shai and runs faster. Like this doesn't apply to Stephon Castle in any capacity. I agree with all of this stuff because we've had this conversation about 6 times. Because every time athleticism comes up, Penn tells us about ability to stop. Like we've had this conversation. It just doesn't apply to Stephon Castle in comparison to Shai. Stephon Castle is an elite athlete by any measure. The soft traits, the deceleration, the ability to stop, all of that stuff. He has that. And guess what? He gets to his launch pad and he can do things Shai can't do. That's the difference. He's better than Shai as an athlete. Sky blue, grass green.
Yes,
I'm
Jill.
fat,
hold up,
chill, shrinking.
hold up,
There you go.
hold up.
All things that happen.
He's not as fluid. He's
I
not
am
as
still saying like that I
proprioceptive.
was when I was 25.
Shai got
And-
better footwork. Hang on. Shai got better balance, better footwork.
Footwork
We're
ain't
winning.
athleticism,
Hang on.
though, Ken.
So we talking about the guy who fools more than everyone got better balance now. That's
He's
what I'm-
got
that's what I'm-
elite
So
balance.
the guy, statistically,
You got
shout
eyes?
out to Tom Haberstroh, fools more than everyone in the league, has better balance than Stephon
But it
Castle.
sounds like that's by design, though, Mars.
You know where you
It's not-
you know where
that's
you
what it
went
sounds
wrong,
like.
Mars?
It sounds
You
like that's by
quoted
design.
Tom Haberstroh.
It is.
That's where you went
It
wrong.
sounds like that's
Don't
by
quote
design.
That's the good work that Swiper
He's not
quoted.
falling over because
He
he's
fools
clumsy.
over.
We had a
like
great
he's
basketball
falling over
discussion
because
for 50 minutes.
Clean
We'll
is
get
a
back to it.
dumbass.
too.
Don't be
He's
quoting him.
100% got to get back to that Swiper, by the way.
Well, no, but look, I'm Pin. I guess to wrap this up so that way people don't start cooking you in the chat unnecessarily. You're correct.
Look away.
No. You don't need
away.
to because that's a distraction.
No,
I
no,
think
no.
Pin, you made good points. I still just think Stephon Castle is a better athlete than Shai. But I think this speaks to my point why Stephon Castle does a great job with Shai. I think that's also a part of the even Asar Thompson. He would do a terrific job versus Shai. Is he a better athlete than Shai? Pin?
Stephon Castle?
I don't
No.
No.
Asar Thompson.
Asar Thompson? Yeah, he is a better athlete.
Right, but then I think you can understand why that would be a difficult matchup if he had Wemby. Like if he had a better defensive infrastructure around him, Asar would be even better. than what he is. Now, obviously, Stephon
Look,
is
I'm not
is healthy
really
because of
I think like I'm pushing back on this more so because I think that when people watch Stephon Castle and Asar Thompson and Amen Thompson and then they watch Shea and Jokic, they're like, oh, there's an immeasurable gap athletically between these guys. And there isn't. There is a gap for sure. I'll give the edge to one over the other, but don't diminish all the stuff that these guys do, because when it comes down to it, people passed on Steph Curry in the draft. 6 teams passed on him because they said he wasn't athletic. Teams are going to pass this year on Bennett Sturts because they swear he's not athletic.
What's the divide
Teams were down on Con Knipple because they thought he wasn't a good
he
athlete.
looks like an IRS agent. Yeah,
But Penn, it's not.
Steph
They
Curry's concerns were more than just athleticism.
Okay, but the
Yeah,
biggest
but
draft
they
mistake
weren't.
fact that they
low,
didn't think he could play the point at the next
Steph is
level.
not good in the NBA because he's an athlete. He's good in the NBA because he's more skilled than the rest of the athletes. It's not Steph's. But no. I understand it's a mix, and I'm not saying that Steph's a bad athlete. I'm not saying SJ's a bad athlete. I'm not saying Jokic is a bad athlete. I'm saying it's not their athleticism that makes these guys ultra superstars. It is the fact that they're completely more skilled than everybody else. Steph is more skilled than Asor is athletic, if that makes sense.
It does.
But somewhere between skill and athleticism is functional athleticism, which everybody misses, right? And I'm not. Functional athleticism is not just proprioception. It's not just a decel game. It's not just your balance.
You should probably explain to the chat what proprioception means. You used it twice, by the way.
I was about to ask you exactly what that means.
Proprioception is basically your body's ability to register the environment around it. So when I am when you're posting me up, you could see me without seeing me, even though I'm behind you.
Sure.
Right. So
it's not athleticism, Penn.
That's
awareness. That is a mental trait. That's awareness.
Technically speaking,
you're doing mental backflips right now. That's not athleticism. If that's the case, I'm the most athletic with this mic.
Well, just so you just to support
you, I'm about to cook.
Damien, just to support his point, it is considered a pillar of athleticism per the National
you just
Health
Google
Institute.
That? My God.
Well, I just wanted to make sure I'm backing you up.
But this is my point, Slapper.
I don't need a fucking Google.
Go ahead. This is my point, though. Time out.
To translate my takes. Hang on.
Point,
okay.
Fellas, because I don't want you guys to get long-winded. And Pink, I either you got 30 seconds or you could take 30 minutes.
Go ahead, Damien. Just let Damien say his point.
Give me 30 seconds.
Go ahead.
Give me 30 seconds.
No, Pin. I would rather give you 30 minutes, Pin. I'm sorry. I'm making the choice. Plus, on top of that, you about to say something good, but the proprioception of Splash Sports is just through the roof. So, you know what you guys need to do? You guys need to download the app, go to Splash Sports, and take the more on SGA everything, because not only is he the most skilled in the game, he's also the most athletic on the floor too. And when you play quick picks on Splash Sports, you get 100% deposit match up to $50, and you get 100% quick picks boost. How about that? But also, you must know that Splash Sports has the highest multipliers in all of DFS. So when you go somewhere else, you won't be able to make as much money as you could potentially make on Splash Sports. So why would you go anywhere else? My point exactly. No need to do mental backflips on this whole thing. Splash Sports is the GOAT app. Download it, use code CHOICE, get as much money as possible. We're about to pick some players right now, and I'm eager to see who you guys want to rock with today. Chat, talk to us. Who should we go with today, chat? What you guys thinking? I'm going to make one pick based on what the chat wants to do. Chill, Mars, Swiper, Damien, you guys can rock how you want to rock.
Ron, good morning, sir. I was noticing on your menu you have Chet Holmgren. Can I get a small glass of Chet Holmgren, please? Thank you very much.
So you want a small glass of milk?
Can I get a small glass of Chet Holmgren, please, on those points and rebounds?
Chill, small glasses and
That's a small glass or a skinny glass?
A small glass, please.
It's a skinny glass, chill.
All right. We're getting a skinny glass of 21.5 points and rebounds from Chet Holmgren. You want less on that?
Yes.
That's what a small glass is. A large glass is more. Small glass is less.
Okay.
Well, is it that difficult, Mars? Is it really that difficult, Mars?
See, Mars, where I'm from, we call it a skinny glass or a fat glass. So, my bad.
And a skinny glass would be less, and a fat glass would be what, Ron?
More.
damn, this ain't
Nah,
really
it's
that
good
hard,
one,
yo.
yes.
It really ain't.
All right, we got a skinny glass of Chet. Swiper, you want skinny or
Yeah,
fat?
this is we got Zach Sarba and James Williams as the officials tonight. This is the most predictable Game 6 Spurs win of all time. And with that, I will be taking I'm going to take the points and rebounds on Stephon Castle at. Do I want to punch? Yeah, 22.5 is fine. I'll take 22.5 points and rebounds.
I love
for Stephon
that.
Castle, please.
Swiper, I love that. All right, so we got a fat glass of Stephon Castle points and rebounds. I'm just gonna no. I said I was gonna take some from the chat. Mars, Damien, Pin.
I think similar thinking to Swiper. I think just the Wemby PRA more. I think it's gonna have a big game at home. Season on the line.
If Wemby
44
doesn't
and a
show
half,
up tonight after skipping out on the press conference, I will definitely.
You're out on him.
No. I think he's maturing. He's 22. Like this is a major maturity moment for Big.
Mature in the preseason.
I know, but no, it's. I mean, but Penn, you know, that's life is not
There's
linear.
never a wrong time to mature.
Yeah, it's just it happens. It happens.
And you don't just stop maturing. You can continue to
Right,
mature.
Hopefully.
Joe's still mature.
Yeah, I am. 100. That's not your opinion. That's a fact. Absolutely. Yes, I am. I am still learning, and I'm still getting better at things. Yes, I am.
Shrinking. Yeah.
Mars, should we take a fat glass?
Wait.
Mars is ridiculous.
Why do you let Mars go? Mars.
I'm not letting him go. You know
Man,
why?
Mars-
Because
Mars-
Mars is just so you guys know, Mars is significantly shorter than me. So imagine what's going to happen when
Yeah,
Mars.
give it about a month and a half.
Yeah,
Give it about
Skinny
a month
glass
and
of
a half.
Mars.
We might be looking eye to eye. Just give it about a month.
Actually, we won't because at that time you are going to be shorter. So
No.
Oh,
See, I'm still a growing boy. Thank you.
No, you're not.
Wait,
By the
wait,
way, you're growing-
chill. What's Mars?
Yeah, I'm going both ways, horizontally and vertically.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
a double
doing
threat.
this. What's
I'm a
Mars
double
gonna look
threat.
like at your age, chill?
Not like me.
Oh,
I
I'm
can tell
not.
you that.
I mean, the way I'm meeting, I don't know if we're gonna make it that far. But hey, we'll see.
We're worried, Ron. I'm sorry. We got the rail.
I went to the chat and I picked up something good. Shout out to my man Whoopity Scoopity. Not only do we want a fat glass of Caruso, but we're getting a whole gallon of Caruso. So we got a big full gallon of. Y'all know what I'm getting at. And with Caruso, I'm just going to go PRA because I wholeheartedly believe he might just score 16 points and just get it in the points department.
Yeah, definitely possible. I don't want to see any more open Caruso threes, to tell you that much.
They are actively leaving him wide open. Swiper. Actively.
Now that is a he needs to be stopped.
They are leaving. They are actively leaving him wide
He
open.
has been so good in this series. I wish the people that don't like analytics tapped into the analytics. He has been the second best player on the floor on all these metrics by a lot. He has been ridiculous this series, like stupid good.
Y'all heard what Swiper said, so make sure you go take the more on him because, well, he's just like that. But ultimately, make sure you use code CHOICE. Download the app by scanning the QR code on the screen or click the link in the description. The highest multipliers in the game is on Splash Sports. Don't go play anywhere else because you'll be a loser over there, but you could be a winner over here. All right, fellas. Pin, you were
yes. Pin, where we were is you. You're behind me as a
So proprioception. A lot of people say it's just like floofy, lingo, whatever. It's mental. It's not mental. It's actually your fascia. So your fascia is what connects all your tissue in your body. How connected that tissue is comes down to a lot of stuff, man. Like if you wanna get really nitty gritty about it, like there's this. It's like the largest thing in your body, and it stores everything, all the damage, all the injuries, all the trauma, all the bad movement patterns, all this stuff.
Sure.
So when you see people who have a certain gait, like in terms of how they walked, that's something that happened in your like a previous part of your life, and you're just kind of carrying that forward. Yes. And that's just been happening. So when you talk about like athletes who are very connected, you're talking about feet, like sensory information show, like certain people have like dead hands. There's not a lot of connection between their hands and the basketball.
Like Rudy, for example.
Sure. I mean, an example would be like, it's also like and how that mind body connection. I don't think this is too woo way for people. There's certain players that have like a better mind body connection, and that's not just simply control or awareness. No,
Sure.
there's like a legitimate, this is a trained thing. You've done it over time. You've done the barefoot training. You've done all of the basketball training, and some players just never going to have it.
Pin,
You know what
you
I mean?
being behind me
But
as a
in the
defender, really quickly, Damien, and I want you to stay on that point, Damien. Please stay there. Pin, you being behind me as a post defender, what does that have to do with my ability to get up and down the floor fast?
Because you can't see me when I'm behind you. Just like you can't see, like your ability not only just to sense patterns,
Sure.
like all that stuff, like the stuff we were talking about earlier,
Mhm.
but when you are behind me, you have all the advantage, right? But I also have an advantage. So I have an advantage as an offensive player, which is to say you can't see my face, which
Mhm.
means you can't read my stuff, right? But when you are behind, you also have the advantage of the help can come over, right? I can lean on you one way. So if you are sensing my body is one way, you can map out, like in your own mind, you can map out a digital print in your mind of where my body is, where my hands are, and you can manipulate that. Michael Jordan is one of the best proprioceptive athletes like I've ever seen in my life. Shea is great. Jokic is great. These guys just have like an innate ability to use their entire back, their entire arms, like as sensors. Like some of us have great senses on our hands, right? Like we.
So what you're trying to say is they got like that. You know how dolphins in the water they could send out them radars and they could
What,
detect how close somebody is.
echolocation?
Yeah,
Ron, if someone-
So Jokic got echolocation.
It really isn't that complicated. I don't know if I'm doing a good enough job of explaining it, but the reality is, like,
I'm following.
if you can't tell the difference between an elbow and a fist on your back, you probably have bad proprioception. If your feet are probably dead, like I'm being honest, your feet are the connection to your whole body, and that is like your fascia starts in your brain, it goes all the way
So would
down.
you recommend people what they need to do is sign up for a massage and then see
Okay,
if they can tell between?
number one,
No, that's literally like it's elbow.
No.
I don't know what example to be in that you feel the elbow in the head.
deep tissue massage
Yeah.
is great.
Mhm.
There's also like lymphatic systems in our body. So sometimes like some people realize as they get older, like their face starts to puff up a lot. I went through this myself. That's why I researched so much about it. Right. So as you get older, your body doesn't.
Ron, go like this.
Your body doesn't have like a natural way
lymphatic
to get
system
rid of lymph fluid in your face, and all this lymph fluid and shit builds up in your body, and the lymph systems
real quick?
drain here and here. So you got to drain this shit out. This is inflammation. Inflammation creates illness. So in a long sense, like if you're an inflamed athlete, you're a bad athlete. That's how I would see it. So teams will invest a
Pin,
ton of
I'm
money.
sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
We have an inflamed super chat. I know we have an inflamed super chat that is $49.99, and it's simply Cujo said, "Next topic, please. Anything but this shit. No offense, Pin." So we are going to go to the next topic, but I know Damien, you wanted to speak into this, and I know you actually have something intelligent for us to hear.
I think so. The original point, just to finish this off, the original point was the athleticism difference between Stephon Castle and Shea, right? And we talked about, and Penn brought up sort of like hand-eye coordination. But hand-eye coordination, technically speaking, falls under the athleticism category of coordination. But really what it is neuromuscular control, which is the ability to sort of process information visually. So in the context of like professional sports, we wouldn't consider like a juggling professional a great athlete. So when we talk about professional sports, that type of stuff isn't like moving the needle when we're talking about Stephon Castle and Shea. Shea's ability to have great hand-eye coordination would never make him a better athlete than Stephon Castle. Because in the like a professional basketball high intensity sense, it's not something that's a separator. So I think that's like there's like different levels of like athletic tiers that matter in professional sports. So like some of that,
and it's
like
different for every sport,
and
right?
that, yeah, and some of that balance stuff just won't matter in basketball because some guys will just be naturally more explosive at the high end athletic traits that actually matter. That's sort of what I wanted to tie it all up with.
Okay.
All right, well, this is a good time for us to get around to our super chats. Salute to everybody that's in here. If you haven't liked the video yet, then like the video now. I stand with Chill with how he feels in the chat just for today, just because Chill needs some support based on, the things Mars is saying to him and the way Mars is treating him and all of that stuff. So today, Chill,
I
I
don't need no
stand with you.
goddamn support from Mars. Mars midget ass, and Mars might not even live to be my age, because DoorDash is at his house all the damn time. Mars ain't. Mars is not in the shape.
I'm actually scrolling DoorDash right now.
There you go. See what I'm talking about? That's what I'm talking about. Hell no. As soon as Mars gets off of here, his ass going to the kitchen. That's exactly where Mars is going.
Absolutely.
So, and I've been this height since 25. I'm sorry, I've been this height since I was 15 years old, and I'm still this height. Still, which means that I probably got a couple of more decades before I start to shrink. To you, by the way. Yeah, I probably got a couple more decades before I shrink to you.
You better hope I'm not around when you're my height.
The difference is that not only am I not going to shrink to you, I'm not going to go out this way that you go out. So
that one I can
Chill's
believe.
in great
That one I
shape.
can
To be
believe
fair,
for
Chill's
sure.
in great
That one
shape,
I
man.
can believe.
So-
Yeah, that one I believe.
Damien, who's in the best shape on the panel?
Yeah, who's in the best shape on the panel?
Mirror.
Rapper
on the
want us to
wall.
glaze.
No, it might. No.
So,
I
think it's
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 different levels of shape.
because like you have like a stereotypical like football player's body. So like if we were to play football, you would be the best athlete by far. I think for like basketball athletics, like Ron would be
I
a
think
great
it's
athlete.
wrong. I legit think it's wrong.
Just glaze.
And then just like from a basketball perspective as well, like
I would whoop your
Ox
ass.
as well. Ox like being 6
I
foot
didn't even hear
like,
you.
in a
We'll get back
basketball
to you in a minute.
sense.
I think Ron is the best athlete. And I've said this, but I said this before. Y'all think I'm kidding. Ron could legit run right now if he wanted to. He could run a half marathon, a marathon. He would have to train, obviously. Or he could do a 3. You could do a 5K today. You could legit. Ron, I'd be willing to bet. You could do a sub 28-minute 5K right now if you actually tried.
Probably. I don't know. Because I don't know what the time is and all of that. I just know it ain't you can't pay me to do that.
A 5K? 3.2 miles? You could do that.
I'm not running anything over 2 miles. And I'm really not running anything over 1 mile.
I'll do a 5K a few times a week.
But if Ron, this is how I know Ron's lying. Ron, if you were here in Atlanta and you were part of a run club over here, you would love a run club, dog. You would love. Ron is such a happy camper around women. You would love a run club, brother. In Toronto, in Atlanta, in Dallas, you would be top
I could
of the
get with
list.
that. I can
at
get
the
with
front
that.
of the line.
That's a little different though, Sliper. That's a little different.
Shirt off in a run club. 1,000%.
That's a little different though. Like but see, I'm lucky because I still play basketball kind of at a, for just a regular civilian at a high level. So like I'll go to a run or I'll play a 48-minute game in a pretty intense men's league for my age, and I'll get 2 miles in running that. So like it's not a traditional just go out and you're just running. I'm running in the midst of a basketball game. So like that's why I think basketball is one of the best workouts that you could ever get, because you're not thinking about working out. You're just playing and you're, getting it in that way.
Now in the chat, Bell did say he ran 3 miles. Bell's also a good athlete too. He's tall. He's about chill tight. He's a good athlete as well, but I haven't seen him do anything. Damon, I know, was a good athlete. I've never seen Penn. Chill for sure was a good athlete. Ox is just, he got some stuff he's dealing with his knees and all that stuff. But he's
I played
obviously really good athlete.
sports in high school. I'm a good athlete.
Yeah, well, I'm saying I can't confirm it or not. So I've never seen
not
you.
a good athlete. He played professional.
Professional.
Soccer. He's an elite athlete. Those two things ain't the same thing. No.
Yep. Agree.
I consider myself still in decent shape, but nothing like when I was playing.
Yeah.
Like you remember what it was like.
Damien, you be feeling the difference?
Oh man, like there was, so when I look back on it, even when you look at your body, like, because I wasn't in the gym more for like football function rather than like size and like wanting to look aesthetically good. So like now, even when you look at yourself, it was just like used to be like shredded, 6-pack and everything, and now it's like nah. But still, but for like the average Joe. Nah. But for the average Joe, like you said, Ron, like you're probably like relatively good shape still to like the person you walk past on the street, right? Like if you keep active and stuff. So
yeah.
I don't know. The only my biggest thing with the athleticism is my proprioception just isn't really where it used to be, So I don't. It's something about my feet and my gait. I can't. It's not how it was,
I seen your tape.
See my tape?
I seen your tape.
Kind of disappointing, huh?
No. Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyways, facts, Culture Bandit. Anyways, the first super chat. Oh, and by the way, we're gonna read some of these super chats. I do want to talk about the New York Knicks because, well, Jalen Brunson has been impressive. The Knicks have been impressive, and they're in the NBA Finals. So I do want to talk about the Knicks today. Also, we got to talk about what Adam Silver said yesterday about a new reffing system, and maybe it's going to be ChatGPT, maybe it's going to be Claude, maybe it's going to be, I don't know, but we'll have to see if the robots really can come in and do a good job. But and also Austin Reeves might have a new potential suitor. Maybe a max contract on the table out east. We'll talk about that too. But Astro Boy sent through a $19.99 super chat, said first playoff ever, and he is averaging more points on better efficiency and net rating wise, is leading a slightly better offense and a way better defense than Shea. Problem is he needs to play at all time levels because the bench is ass.
Come on,
What are you
Wemby.
talking about?
Wemby. Or Brunson. No, Wemby. Have to be Wemby. Brunson, they're winning the minutes without him too. So like, has to be Wemby.
Leading an all-time defense.
Yeah, because he said first playoff ever.
The Knicks are winning the
So
minutes.
he's still
without
averaging
Brunson.
more points this series. Oh, he is 28 to 26. Nice.
The Knicks are winning the minutes without Brunson. Would that be because?
Yeah. It's not
I mean,
about
of course, they're blitzing every
That's
team.
what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Would it be because they're blowing teams out?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're really good.
blitzing everyone. And also, Carl Anthony Towns has just been amazing in the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mikal-
also, OG Anunoby's their best player.
Also, Mikal Bridges has been hooping as well. So
Now,
that's
But
Here's the
I'm
problem.
gonna be honest, there hasn't been anyone for them that's been like bad.
Here's the problem with that, though, Mars. The problem with that, though, is if people hear you say Cat has been amazing, they're going to look at the box score and go, how do you say that? He's only averaging like 18 and 10 in the playoffs. What are you talking about? He's been awesome.
I didn't know he was only averaging. I think he's averaging 17,
Mm-hmm.
but he's been fantastic.
He's been
Oh, he's
awesome.
been fantastic for them, no doubt. Mm-hmm.
I have no issues with Cat at all. He's been amazing.
incredible. But Wemby's been incredible. Mars, you're good at parsing things. So I'll ask you. People are trying to push the narrative, but it's also, acknowledging basketball. We've done a good job of escaping narratives today so far. Let's see if we can keep it up. People have been saying that Wemby, it was, who was it on Twitter from Nerd Sesh? Carson? I think he said that SGA's played better in 3 games than Wemby so far slightly, but Wemby's been better overall in the series. How would you parse that personally?
Shea was better in game 5 because Wemby was bad. So that's
Yep.
one. Wemby was obviously better in game 1 and game 4 because Shea was bad in both of those games and Wemby was masterful. So the only contentious ones are going to be game 2 and 3, in which the Thunder won both of them.
Was he better than the Wemby? I thought Wemby was good in game 2, even though he only had 21 points or whatever.
But if I beat you by 10 miles in one race and you beat me
Shea
by
started crazy though.
2 meters in the next 2 races, I'm still beating you.
Yeah, but that's why it's weird. Like, how do you diagnose like a playoff series? In terms
Wemby's
of, like,
highs have been
value of
higher.
each game? They have been.
Yeah, that's right. Wemby's highs have been
That's
high.
what it
Shea's
is.
been more
Wemby-
consistent, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, Wemby's highs have been
been
higher, but I would Wemby's worst game was game 5. I would argue Shea's worst game is still worse than Wemby's game 5. And
Yeah,
that's not a
the
good thing.
the
Like, when you're both
oscillation.
bad.
What was his
between
worst
Shea's
game?
worst-
What's
One
Shea's
or
worst
five.
He's
game?
got blown out.
One
He
or
got blown
five.
out.
Game 1 or game 4. I'm saying game 4 was his worst game.
Yeah,
by a
1 or
mile.
4. Yeah.
Game
Game
4
4,
Shea to me is clearly worse than game 5 Wemby. To me.
Shea is
That's not
oscillating
good.
between a 5 and a 7 game all the time,
I thought he was
and
worse in game
5 and
one,
8
actually.
maybe, and Wemby is oscillating between like a 5 and a 13, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
And I'm not talking about any particular stat. I'm just saying, like,
Mhm.
relatively speaking, when Wemby gets focused and he dials in defensively and offensively, when he's doing that thing where he looks like he's completely railed in on like what we are doing, we're not taking an L. I'm going to put this team on my back. That version of him has been the best player that's shown up in this series.
Yeah.
I also
an
don't think
average
it's
player-
just the
That
numbers,
Wemby,
guys.
I don't think
I don't think
anyone
it's just
can
the
match
numbers.
that
though.
Wemby, to be fair.
You said
What do you think it is?
Shea
Damien?
just-
I mean, what do you think it is?
Shea-
Damien?
like when I'm watching, especially Game 5, Shea just feels like a lot more like in control. Like he's been there before. Like his team feels, I think, more comfortable with him and things. I think there's like other nuances outside of the box score where I think that Shea's just been a little bit steadier, in a sense where I get it. Like Wemby's highs, like that game 1, obviously, but Wemby's highs have been really high. But Shea just feels like, when I'm watching it, just feels like he's been there before.
You felt that last game in game
just
5?
feels a little bit more in control. I think so. Even when he's having a bad shooting night, he's still like trying to impact the game in other ways, trying to make the right reads, getting to the free throw line, like punishing them from the free throw line. Just like maybe it's leadership, I don't know, but he just feels like he's more in control.
Well, I think he just
his body.
Did you think Shea was in control in game 4?
No, I thought he was bad in game 4.
I think he was in game 5.
Not bad, but was he in control? Was he doing those things that you just said he was doing in game 5?
No.
I think he was in game 4 though. Game 5. In game 5, I actually think
the blowout
he was worse. You could be in control, Mars, and not be good.
That could
That's
happen.
why I was asking. Not was
Yeah.
Shea good? Was he in control in
Yeah.
game 4? That's why I was asking.
And to answer your question, and I actually think Shea was worse in game 5 than he was in game 4. From a shot making standpoint, yeah, I do. I think he was worse. But I understand looking at him in the post game, Shea has this demeanor. It's not like it's San Antonio more than I'm just not getting it done. Not because it's San Antonio, but I can't make shots. I can't make shots. Why can't I make shots? What's going on with my shot?
I mean, he had 5 turnovers in the first half of that game, and then he ended up with 6.
And I think that's
19,
what's affecting. I think that's what's affecting his turnovers. I think that's what's affecting his game overall because he can't make shots. I think that stuff is spilling over into the rest of his game.
And he's not in control, which is what I'm disagreeing with.
Well,
Like, what game was it where it was the clutch and then he gets the offensive foul because he elbows Stephon Castle?
Oh yeah,
And then he gets another turnover.
yeah.
And then he's like yelling at himself because he's fucking up.
Yeah.
That's another game where I would say he's not in control. Like
It might have been game 1.
I don't know. Yeah, I can't remember what game it was, but like I just don't agree. And it's like, and also I still do think Shea's worst game in the series is like quite clearly worse than Wemby's worst game. And Shea's had multiple bad games where I would say Wemby's had one.
But even,
and if you
even
want to
this
say
last,
game 2 and 3, Shea was better, I'm not going to argue with that.
I
Like
think
that's fine.
Wemby
Game
out
3, I
there.
would say game 3, I think Shea was better than Wemby for sure. I think
Yeah,
game
game
3,
3.
Shea was better.
yeah.
Game 2, I think it can go either way.
But they were done. But Wemby was good. Like the defense was spectacular. The offense was struggling in game 2, but that wasn't like a Wemby issue. Remember, they were missing. That was Harper. Was that the game he got hurt in? At the end of the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fox was
Castle.
gone. Oh yeah, it was Castle. That's Castle. He had 9 turnovers that game, and it was just him at the end of the game handling the ball. So like Wemby wasn't really able to do much. Game 5, I think Wemby was like awful, both ends.
I agree. Yeah.
But Shea, I think in that game also too was just like very much bothered by the Spurs, and he was out of control.
Yeah, he struggled too. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I haven't felt like he's had a, I don't know if he will versus the Spurs. He hasn't had like one of his, Suns game or game 4 versus the Lakers yet. He hasn't had one of those games yet.
Mm-hmm.
Wemby,
you could argue has had 2 of them.
Or game 5 against the Indiana Pacers.
But remember, Mars, this is how it was. I said that this is how it was last year. I thought last year in the second round, Jokic threw game 6. It was Joke. But then that game 7 happened, and Shea had 33 on
Denver couldn't afford to lose the Jokic.
So let me
I don't think it's
rephrase
going to be
this.
game 6.
That's what lost you guys the series. Losing the Jokic masterclass in game 6.
Yeah.
That
Well, five.
It was a game 5, my fault. Losing
Yeah.
You
let me
can't lose those games.
So let me rephrase that, Mars. He's been in control more than he's been out of control throughout the course of this season.
Has he? I mean, as a passer, I think he's conceded to the defense better than in previous iterations of in this series. I don't think his passing is like people 9.5 assists a game. I don't think his passing has been otherworldly. But what he's done is hey, if this is how you're going to guard me, pass out.
Make the simple.
He's making the right reads. Swipe, it's like a quarterback. I might not be shredding the defense, but I'm making my right reads.
Yep.
I'm getting to my third and fourth read.
Third and 5.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's in control.
And I mean, Swipe, as you know, that's a game manager.
Mm-hmm.
He's made it like he not out there doing Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees shit. but he's
I never
checking
believed
down,
game
and he's
Maybe
making
that's
the
what I
right
mean,
passes.
game manager.
Every last one of them dudes is game manager. But I don't want to get off the point. But like Mars, the point that I was making is I'm in control more than I'm out of control. Like I'm not killing us. And I do know that at some point, I'm gonna get going. It's just frustrating that it hasn't come when I want it to come. But I do know that at some point this jump shot is gonna fall. I do know that at some point I'm gonna be able to get to my spots and get cleaner looks. And it's
But
just,
yo,
That
what,
sounds good until some point never comes, and then you just end up having a series where
but that's where
it never happens.
and I think that's where the control comes in, like where he doesn't now he's taking bad shots and he's just throwing the ball all over the place the entire game. And it's not only is it a masterclass of just shit, but now we're looking at him a completely different way, if that makes any sense.
well, I think
I
the
think
issue
he
though,
has those
Shield, like,
moments. Like, there's been
doesn't-
times he's tried to split double teams and pick and roll, and he's
Yeah.
turning it over. Like he's tried to force the issue, and it's gone badly because he's tried to do it. So that,
Make it out of it.
I mean, more often than not, a player of Shea's caliber is gonna be in control more than he's not. So like, I'm not saying he's been more out of control than in control, but I don't think his control is like
Ice
something
water.
that I don't think it's something I'm praising him heavily for in this series. If I'm being honest, personally, I don't look
You
at
don't think
this
it's the
series like,
separator between them, essentially?
yeah, I
You
wouldn't
wouldn't
view it as a
consider it the
separator. I
separator.
wouldn't view it as a separator between them when this is a series in which Wemby has had, in my opinion, 2 masterclasses, and prior to Game 5 has won his minutes in every single game.
yeah.
I wouldn't say Shea's control is the difference maker when he hasn't been able to make shots.
I
like,
think he's
at all.
outplayed. I think he's outplayed Shea in this series, and
But
I think it's by a margin.
If the whistle
think he should be
changes
out
tonight,
there.
though, Chill, if it goes back to game 4 and it's like you're now allowed to play with ball pressure, I think that is wildly shifting the narrative around it. Because if Shea's 7 for 19 again or something like that, and they're not giving him those calls, then we're looking at like, just 6 turnovers with 6 free throws. I think that changes the game a little bit. Now, this is an adjustment standpoint. If Shea's able to make the over the top shots, that changes everything. Because that's why that efficiency thing matters. And I can't remember who said it. Maybe it was you, Damian, going into the series. Shea needs to have a series where he's like going bonkers low in terms of the mid-range shooting. And right now, he hasn't done that at all. Like matter of fact, I think he's not. And this is where I think the crucial thing.
He's shooting 27% on all of his 2s outside of 14 feet in the series.
That's what
That
I'm
means
saying.
that he's
Would you
making
agree
one
that he's
But-
gotten
but
better?
if
He
he
makes
has
one
that
out of
gone
4.
on though.
Basically, he makes 1 out of 4.
Wouldn't you agree that he's gotten
But
a little
Swipe
bit
it, like,
better
if he-
as series have gone on?
The game 4 just happened.
Well, Game 4 was the
If he
thing.
has that- if he has a
The
night-
thing with Shea. Oh, so go ahead. I'll go after.
No, I was going to say, like, Swipe, if they're allowed to play with the defensive intensity they played with in Game 4, and Shea has a bad shooting night again tonight with with like multiple turnovers, like, I think the conversation will be like Shea's having a bad series. Like, genuinely, I know they're right. It's hard to say that he's had a bad series now when they're 3-2. If he comes out of tonight with a bad performance, people are going to say like he's having a very tough series.
Damn, I think that's going
like
on
that,
right now.
I think that's going to be.
It is
No, I think
going on,
he's
Chill,
getting a
but
pass
It is,
now.
but they're
Yeah, but I
winning.
think he's getting a bit of a pass. He's getting a bit of a pass
don't-
now. They're up. They can close.
I think
them
he
out.
deserves
Like,
the pass though, Damien. Because once again, how I highlighted,
I don't think he's
this
been
is-
bad though. I
Nah,
don't think he's
Ron.
been bad, but I think he's
Be-
one performance away
I'm-
from being
I'ma tell you-
considered having a bad series.
I'm all ears
I'm
to hear.
gonna tell you why Shea gets a pass from me in this series.
Wow.
Because I believe Stephon Castle is a top 10 perimeter defender in the league.
That's fine.
I don't know where he lies. He might be 12. I don't know. I don't have a ranking in front of me.
Let's say he
But
can, Ron.
He's one of the premier perimeter.
he's exactly. He is a pest on the ball.
Sure.
And then I have to, and then when he's not there, I got to deal with Carter Bryant. I got to deal with Devin Vassell. I got to deal with guys who aren't just, chop liver on defense. But when I get around this guy and try to get to my mid range, Wemby is there like a hawk. So it's like I got to deal with this pest, and then I got to go try to shoot over Wemby or score around Wemby, and then they're blitzing me, they're pressing me, they're aggressive, they're pushing me. Like this defense is lit. Like if I could form a defense, or if I could handpick any defense in the league to guard Shea, it would be this specific defense.
Right, Ron, and I
agree.
can
I agree.
really quick,
I agree.
really quickly swipe it, Ron.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's the reason. There's a reason why he's getting guarded the way that he is getting guarded. So if he was getting this specific defense that you're talking about, Ron, if he ended up shredding this defense, how would we be talking about him? We'd be talking about him way
Yeah,
different. Like,
Michael Jordan. What are you talking about?
exactly, that's my point, Mars. And the reason why San Antonio is dealing with him the way that they're dealing with him, because he's developed that reputation.
of being the best scorer in the game. Like, we have to deal with him specifically. We can't let him get to that elbow. We can't let him get to that mid post. We can't let him get by us and get to that mid range. And anytime he does get by one of us, we're not guarding him the way we would guard Devin Booker. We're not guarding him the way we would guard Donovan Mitchell. No, we're guarding him completely different because he's a different level of scorer. So in terms of him getting a pass from this defense, that's not okay at all, Ron, off the strength that if he was getting busy, we'd be praising this guy.
Yeah,
but I think
once
this
again,
is-
I don't think he's played that bad. And on top of that, I've enjoyed, I've liked the passing. I've liked, no, but I don't have him as best in the world. So, and I think I'm a little lower on Shea than you guys are. I believe I like,
Do you have
Shea's
him as
good.
the second best player in the world?
Yeah.
Okay, see, Ron, so I'm
okay.
arguably,
Cool.
so if Ron, if you got him as the second best player in the world, that means I'm arguably the best player in the world. So if I'm arguably the best player in the world, that's a standard that I have to play to, especially in the conference finals, because when we get deeper into the playoffs, I got to see guys like Wemby. I got to see the better players in the game, and I got to raise my game. Has he raised his game to that level, Ron?
No, he hasn't. But chill, even that best in the world shit don't mean nothing to me. I'm still holding you to the level that I think that you are.
You think he's the
So like
second
I
best
have
player in the world,
I
Ron?
have different expectations for different people.
And he's been
I would-
he's been the second best player in the series behind the best player in the world.
kind of, yeah.
So,
yeah.
actually, he's
Well,
doing what he's supposed to do. He
third
went to
best
stay worse than
player,
Wemby.
you know.
Wait, Wemby's the best player in the world?
Is it this?
According to
but-
Ron, according to
But
Ron.
is it
Oh,
this?
right,
now,
okay.
to your point, Moss, is it this kind of gap? Like, what's the gap between these two, though, Ron?
But they're,
Like, you think it's significant or
No. It's not. It's not significant. But chill. For instance, if Luka was in this series, averaging 30 and still turning the ball over at the same rate, and let's say his assist came down more, I would judge Luka based on who Luka is. Like, I would expect Luka to score more against these guys.
You would be harsher on Luka than you are on Shea.
No. I'm saying I would critique Luka to the point that he needs to be critiqued. Is what I'm saying. Like I have different expectations for different people in different scenarios.
Does SGA not shooting 27% on a shot that's been his bread and butter? Is that not worth critiquing?
Yes, but once again, he's shooting these over with Stephon Castle draped to his hip, and then on top of that, he got to shoot him over SGA. So like,
You mean
over Wemby. My bad. Oh, over Wemby. So it's
Mars,
like
I think that's fair, Mars.
No, I'm fine.
That's interesting to me.
Hello,
Yeah.
James Harden FC. Hello, like,
Yeah.
cool. I would love to hear all this. Shit, yeah. Where was all this when James Harden? It's cool. Like, no,
I wasn't as
there's
mature,
less
Mars. I've matured
I
now.
think this is a tough defense to go against. The same
24
way it's a
hours?
tough defense when you play against OKC. Like, I agree with those things. I do think Shea has not played at his regular season level, and I do think that should be spoken about. And I think we've spoken about it up here like multiple times. So I don't think it needs to be like rehashed every 2 seconds. But when Penn asked about does Shea get better when series goes on, I don't know if he gets better when series goes on. This could be a good thing to Shea or a bad thing to Shea. My theory of Shea is, especially when he's going up against teams that can compete with OKC, because if he's going up against the Suns, like ultimately it's not going to matter, they're going to sweep. But like when OKC meet a team that can compete with them, it feels like a foregone conclusion. When a team adjusts, Shea's gonna have a bad game and they're going to lose. That's how it feels in the last like couple postseasons. When a team makes an adjustment and you go into that next game, Shea is going to play poorly, and they're probably going to lose. If they don't lose, it's not going to be because of Shea. And then the next game comes along, the team runs out the same defense that just worked the game before, and then Shea tends to rip it to shreds. That seems to be the trend of what Shea goes through when he plays against teams that are on a level playing field, kind of. Like if you look at the Indiana series, it'll be Shea has a bad game 1 because of what they did in game 1. Indiana come out and do the same thing in game 2. All of a sudden, Shea's amazing in game 2. Like, and I'm not saying this is exactly the game by game basis because I can't remember exactly, but like bigger picture is if the team makes an adjustment to Shea, he's gonna play bad, and it's like, oh, this team has figured out Shea or they figured out OKC. They run it the next game, and then Shea just tears it apart. I think that's what happened in the Denver series. Denver just, because of their lack of defensive personnel, they just ran out of adjustments to make by the end of the series, and Aaron Gordon couldn't move anymore. So once you run out of adjustments and you're now running the same defense that stopped working 2 games ago, you end up with like a Shea masterclass game 6 and game 7 because like you had nothing else.
It was 7-6. He wasn't great in it. Was
game 7, my fault.
Yeah.
You end up with a masterclass game 7 because there's nothing else you could throw at him. And then you end up seeing, like, even in this series, game 1 was terrible because of what San Antonio did game 1. Game 2, he spins back, has a good game. OKC mix it up again, especially for game 4, and Shea has a stinker. And then game 5, Shea has a good game. It wasn't an amazing game, but he has a good game. Now, if San Antonio mix it up again, game 6, I wouldn't be surprised if Shea struggles again. If they try to run something similar to what they tried to run in game 4, I wouldn't be surprised if Shea ripped it to shreds. I just think Shea is someone who takes a game to adjust. And I don't know if that's a good thing. Some people can adjust in game. Like, they can see what a defense is doing and they can adjust on the fly. I'm yet to see Shea be able to do that. But what I have seen him be able to do is adjust to what a defense does after the fact. And you're never going to see, in my opinion, the same coverage work for the same reasons twice. Now, it might work because he misses shots, but it's not going to work for the same reason. It's not going to be, oh, this coverage works because he didn't pass the ball in this game. In the next game, we're going to run the same coverage, and guess what? He's not going to pass it again. Like, that's not an issue Shea has. If he figures out what the hole in the coverage is, he's going to adjust and play accordingly. Now, if he makes or misses shots, that's a different thing. But I think that's the difference between like a Shea and like a guy like James Harden. James Harden wasn't someone who I think could make those multiple adjustments in a series. That's why I think he got worse as series went on, because once those adjustments get made, James Harden had a very rigid style of play. So once you adjust to his style of play, he's going to keep trying to play his way through the things that you're trying to take away.
Put Average Joe's super chat up, please.
Yeah,
he's talking about the 22 series. I know this is what he's talking about.
All right, quick swiper. Before we get to this, I want to let everybody know there's no members only stream tonight. However, there will be a watch party in the Discord for Game 6, Spurs versus Thunder. Make sure you join the Discord. Make sure you become a member, and then pull up to the watch party because it's going to be a hell of a Game 6. Either way it goes, and I believe it's going to be one of them games. So we'll see you guys in the Discord. You guys know what time the game is. Pull up, watch party. We'll see you there. Average Joe said 2-time MVP Jokic gets a pass for losing without his guys in the past, while 2-time MVP Shea gets critiqued for winning without his. Sounds like he's the best in the world. See the standard he's held to.
This is why it's always important to have storytellers that remember things, because I don't think people remember 22. It was no Murray and no Porter, but they didn't have OKC squad. It was Bryn Forbes, Aaron Gordon. This Aaron Gordon, the old Aaron Gordon.
Bryn Forbes.
Jeff Green, Shaq Harrison, Monte Morris, Will Barton. That was the roster at that point in time, with Jermichael Green coming off the bench. They lost because they were without their best players versus a team with the best defense that won the NBA championship. And if you want to go series for series, Jokic was incredible after game 2 in that series. I think he averaged like 36 on like 73 the rest of the way. He went insane versus that team. And Draymond even said that's the best player we played against since Braun at his heyday when they played in the NBA Finals. And also some of this is also like they didn't give him a pass. On the next day, people were saying he's the worst MVP, back-to-back MVP we've ever had. That was the conversation the very next day after losing game 5. Yeah, so like this is not even relatively like the same. The team they're playing not the same, respectfully. The situation isn't the same, none of it. And Jokic was also better in that series by a lot than Shea's been in this series. So like some of this is just you have to also hold things in concert to what was happening at that point in time. And so I think Shea, I'm good. If we want to say that Shea's getting the pass because we're playing the Spurs and they got Cassell, they got Castle, Vassell, who's a defensive monster all of a sudden, and like De'Aaron Fox and Harper and all this other stuff, then cool. Then I'm good with it. I think we would also be good to hold this kind of mentality going forward. That we're also saying like these are the
Jokic
matchups.
did just see Rudy Gobert and get slandered into oblivion.
Right. So
the swipe out
deservedly so. By the way, deservedly so. But
yeah,
maybe
that's the most popular show we've had all year.
Around
that following day, just so we know.
Good work.
Yeah,
50. I think 60,000 people watch that show. Whatever the number is.
People really hate you.
That's what. It all
we need someone else to drive the Jokic Jokic train, right? That's what we need.
Facts.
Right.
I might take the reins back.
But maybe
you should.
Maybe no, but wait. Because I got real quick, Damon. Because I want to stay on that for a second because there's a clear difference, Swiper, in what's happening with SGA and what happened with Jokic in that series. Jokic ain't do shit. No, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm saying now Jokic ain't do shit though. Like
trying to be funny, be funny.
No, I'm keeping it real. I mean, if the truth is funny, then whatever. Like Jokic just ain't do shit. Swiper like
The whole series.
Wait, which series we talking about? 2022, right? We talking about
No, you're
2022.
talking about this one, this Wolves series that just happened.
I don't even remember that series, Morris. Come on.
Oh, the one.
Yeah,
Then I low-key agree. Yeah,
I'm talking about this one. Like,
oh, cool.
like, bro didn't do anything. Like, don't get me wrong, Swiper. Obviously, he's one of the best players in the world. So if there's gonna be flashes of greatness, there's gonna be a good game, and here and there, of course. Like, but you know what I'm saying? Like, SGA is doing something.
What?
SGA is actually.
Games 5 and 6 didn't happen for Joker. Game 1 didn't happen. What are we doing? That's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't want to get you upset, but I'm not. I don't want to get you
Literally
upset.
got him upset with saying that Joker ain't do shit.
But chill. Those weren't my
I don't want to
intentions.
get you upset.
Those
Joker ain't do
weren't-
shit.
Those weren't my intentions. Swiper, could you please don't please.
No,
please,
why?
don't
we were
attack
having,
me, bro.
we were
Don't
having a
attack me.
nuanced conversation.
Bro, I
and
don't
you
wanna
said
get
that,
you upset
which
with
isn't
that.
true.
All right, okay, never.
Well, Jokic,
Never mind,
Jokic
bro.
did have a couple good games. He was cool in game 1 and game 5.
He's arguably the best player ever, right? So it's like for a guy that great is going to show signs of greatness. Of course, right? But of course he had some good times, a couple good games. Yes, absolutely. I'm not trying to say that, but I'm saying I do believe that what SGA is doing in this series is more impactful than what Jokic did in that other series. I mean, he's actually moving the ball quick out of things, and
What was Jokic doing then?
He's having spurts of dominance. Like I
He
told
wasn't
y'all.
passing
Remember, I told
Swiper,
you.
you
Wait,
trying to
Swiper.
argue
Hold
that
on,
Shea in this
Swiper.
series is worse than Jokic in round 1?
No,
He will.
I
See,
think
Morris, now he
Jokic was
says
playmaking
no.
fine, and they
But
were bricking
Morris,
the
he
shot.
just you asked him a question, Morris, and he just said no. But in the same breath, he's going to try to defend it. I told y'all.
Yeah,
I told
because
y'all last week. I
but
told
you
y'all.
only-
Wait,
we only
Swiper,
do
just
this with
calm down,
15.
bro.
No,
Yes, we
Swiper,
don't.
Dry,
No, we don't.
Dry that
Calm
15 bus,
That's
Swiper.
not
I'm
true.
saying what I'm saying is
Swiper,
Hey,
the
just
same way.
cool mid-range James Harden 2 days ago.
Swiper, you got to at least
Swiper,
hear
you
what
got
I'm
a
saying
Euro.
before you do this.
As
Like
you were saying,
before you
as
attack
you
me,
were
you at least
saying,
got to listen. You know what I'm
Park
saying?
the Jokic bus right quick, Swiper. Put on the e-brake.
You're an intelligent, educated brother. You don't
You're
have to
saying
react
nonsense,
like
so I'm not gonna. You want me to just let you yap?
Yes,
All
I
right.
do. Please,
Hold on.
please.
Pin,
No,
get in the driver's seat. No. Now you're talking to Pin. Pin's driving the bus.
Okay,
now.
thank you. Because I know Pin.
Jokic was
I know
trash in
Pin
round
will.
one, though?
I know Pin will respect my intellectual curiosity.
As
You know what I'm saying?
As you were saying, big.
So
As you were
what
saying,
I'm
big fella.
saying, what I'm saying is this. I told y'all before that if the Spurs kept playing this way against OKC and they were letting other shooters shoot and these shooters were keeping them anywhere close in the game, Shea is eventually going to get busy, get his, and win these basketball games. Shea does that, regardless of how he does it. If y'all don't like him shooting 20 free throws, whatever, he's going to get his after his team keeps him relevant. Jokic could not take his team over the hump in any form or fashion.
This is a lie.
SGA,
That's what
well,
I'm
they
saying.
lost in the first round. I mean,
Okay, so if they lose in this round, is that SGA didn't want them to take them over the top in any of those games then?
No. He didn't take. I'm talking about the whole series. The whole series. In the playoffs, the series matter.
So
We
if
don't
you
not
lose
the game.
the
The
series,
game.
you didn't take your team over the top?
Absolutely.
Did Jokic do enough to win that series, in your opinion?
No, I don't
mean,
think you. I'm not. That's
White
not
Lou.
even
So
an
why are
argument.
you disagreeing with him?
See, he's doing it again.
because
Mark.
because this is the issue. If Wemby, never mind. Because it's this is.
Nah, Swiper, dry that bus.
No, this is all a side conversation. I don't even want to have this conversation. I didn't even want to have this conversation. No, I don't want to have it. I don't want to have it. I'm good. It doesn't matter. He wasn't good enough. Yes, but that's the whole point. I think even the way that we're talking about Jokic, it's just not even remotely close to how we're talking about SGA, even in defending in this series. It's not the same. And this is not just this series. This even the Thunder series they lost last year. The way people were talking about Joker, despite the fact that's what I'm saying. It's not. We don't have the same conversations.
But Swiper,
about him relative. That's just what it is.
Because we saw Jokic's game 7. If Shea goes in game 7, let's say there's a game 7, and Shea stinks his
Oh
hurt,
my god, dude.
I'm fairly sure Shea will not be treated kindly.
No,
the next
because
day on
the
bench.
situation isn't the same.
Swiper, Shea's not
They
held
weren't.
to the same standards as Jokic. I'm sorry, he's not.
I
He's not
know.
a three-time
And why
MVP. He's not a three-time MVP. He shouldn't have won MVP 5 years in a row. He hasn't been doing it as long as Joker. On top of chill. I'm just telling the facts. People hold Joker to a higher standard
On this
because
show.
Joker has been put for
Ron,
me.
SGA is just better.
No, he might be, but I'm saying people hold Joker to a higher standard because of what people like this guy have done and said about Joker, and what people like this guy have done and said about Joker and other people. Joker.
That guy.
Mark, time out. Mark, hold on. This is what I'm saying. Stop. This is what I don't like. I very much do not like how y'all pigeonhole me.
Don't run me over with this bus.
It is mad annoying because we do this all the time. There are multiple people that said that Shea is better than Kobe and is Jordan and had Jordan seasons, averaging 30 in 4 straight seasons versus Jordan. I know. But I'm saying there are plenty of people, people in media and in this content business, including Carson and Nursesh, that all say Cade, Kobe, or Shea, Kobe. Shea also said Shea versus Jordan. Right here, regular season. There are plenty. Okay, cool. That's fine. The issue is there are plenty of people for you to look at and say SGA's been overrated. But what I'm also saying is we're giving him a lot of grace relative to the conversation he was in prior to the start of the playoff, because it's not just this series. Last series, he wasn't good versus the Lakers. He was great versus the play-in team in the Phoenix Suns. Great job. They were. No, he was. I'm saying he was. But we're not parsing. We are 100% not parsing through Shea's legacy and Shea's series to the same degree we're doing with Joker at all. It's not even close. And
I held Shea accountable for that swipe.
If that's what you want to be, if that's where you want to be, that's fine. That's fine.
You just compared Shea to James Harden yesterday, and I know you saw it because you was in the comments of the segment.
No, that's fine. But people disagreed with you.
That just happened yesterday.
No, people disagree. But Ron, I think Mark.
Yeah, people disagreed with me overwhelmingly. I read the comments.
The thing you're missing, but Mark, I'm talking about the energy, dude, and I think you know what I'm saying. The energy that's committed towards the Jokic anti-Jokic prop, as opposed to what's happening with SGA, it's just not the same. Now I'm comfortable with that because that is what it is. Okay, what I'm saying, I just don't want to be gaslit on my own show. But Swipe, my own show by saying I didn't see what I saw.
If OKC lose and Shea goes outside, if Shea has 2 stinkers, game 6 and game 7, and they lose, the energy for Shea will flip.
It will not be that.
It will. I mean, I'm not going to pray on OKC's downfall to see what will happen.
What do you mean it won't be that?
It will not be that. It will not be that.
I'm 88% sure if Shea has back-to-back stinkers, game 6 and game 7, and they lose, the energy on Shea will flip. Now, he might not have back-to-back stinkers, so I won't be able to prove it. So I don't know, but I'm 88% sure if that were to happen, the energy for Shea will flip. The same way already in this postseason, we went from Kobe talks, Steph talks, to, on this platform, mid-range James Harden. That's what happened in the last 2 weeks. After the first round against Phoenix, it was he's been the best player in the playoffs. It went from that, Shea. After the first round against Phoenix, it was he's been the best player in the playoffs. That's what was being said. Then the Lakers series happened, and now we're here, and now he's mid-range James Harden. That's what has happened in the last 2 weeks. So best believe if he has 2 stinkers back-to-back, it'll be he's never allowed in Kobe talks. He's never allowed all these talks. He's not better than Dwayne Wade. He's not better than none of these. That's what's going to happen if he has 2 stinkers and they lose. Because that's what happens when a team loses. The best player on the team, especially if they don't play well, is going to get crucified. Now, if he has 2 stinkers, but they manage to still win the series, he's not going to get crucified. And that's what happens when you win. And that's something I disagree with, but that's how it goes. If you win, how you ultimately play isn't going to really mean that much in the grand scheme of things, because at the end of the day, you did enough for your team to win. So Shea's allowed to have 2 stinkers and they win. That's allowed to happen in the grand scheme of the conversation. But if they lose, yes.
The same thing would have happened the same thing Swiper would have happened to Joker. If they would have beat Minnesota, even though Joker didn't play awesome in 24, even though he wasn't awesome in that series. If they would have won that series, Joker definitely would have got the benefit of the doubt if they would have won that series. But especially considering the game 7 that he had.
I wish Jason Tatum got that kind of love.
I really wish
they're not even. Jason Tatum is the only one who didn't really get winning bias. Like
none. It was like the only reason why this happened was because of these dudes. You ain't really that good.
2015 Steph didn't get much winning bias on his side either. But Jason,
but Swiper, right quick, Damian. Damian, right quick, because I want to make sure that we balance the playing field. I want to know, how should we be talking about SGA right now?
If you're the best player,
I'm perfectly fine.
Relative to Jokic and relative to because look, Swiper, I'm just adding some context. Just hold on right quick. I'm just adding some context. Yeah. But I want to make sure that you answer it correctly, because and don't play the game like, oh, I don't care how you guys talk about him and yada yada. I really personally, it doesn't matter to me. No, Swiper, be honest with us. Be real with us, please. If Jokic is held to Shaq and Kareem standards or whatever centers that you have him in a block with, the best offensive center ever, and SGA is put with Kobe, Dwayne Wade, I'm going to leave Jordan out of this, but Kobe and Dwayne Wade, then how, and when Jokic doesn't play well and they get bounced, we slander him. What should we be talking about SGA right now today? What should be the conversation?
I said it already, though. I like the fact that we're being nuanced with Shea. I said that first 50 minutes we had, it was nuanced conversation of why Shea's struggling, why he's not been his best self. I prefer that. That literally, if we could live in that vein, I'd be perfectly fine with that. It was 50 minutes of great talks. And it was a productive conversation. We talked about the good things and the bad things. I think the issue is that I think people have more of a visceral reaction for several different reasons to Joker. So therefore, the Joker conversations are not as nuanced. And I think that's where it gets to. And I'm saying that, like, I ultimately think, even if you want to say the standard is higher, Jokic definitely has a higher standard that he is held to. Now, it could be because of the narrative around him than Shea is. But that's just what it is, though. Like, I mean, there's no getting around that.
Zero-sum thinking is the death of happiness. And it is like where all terrible ideas and terrible thoughts come from. Zero-sum thinking sucks. This idea that there is only so much praise and that if somebody else is getting it, then my guy's not getting it sucks. It's not good. I have to look in the mirror myself and say, just because Cade is getting props doesn't mean someone is taking props away from Scotty Barnes. Just because someone says Evan Mobley is an amazing defender doesn't mean Scotty becomes a less amazing defender. And Swipa, honestly, mirror time, man. Just because
mirror on the wall.
Just because SGA won
Who's the baldest of them all?
Like, Jokic is one of the 25 greatest players of all time. It's undisputed. You can debate 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, whatever. It doesn't matter. He's a great player. He's won 3 MVPs. I don't know why you defend him like he's a G League scrub sometimes. You know, like everyone's opinion matters about him more than his actual game. We can all see it, man. He's amazing. He's an amazing basketball player. And I'm coming to that realization with Scotty Barnes.
What does that have to do with me? I gave him fair credit in the first 50 minutes. I just said he's an incredible basketball player.
The mirror is difficult, Swiper. What I'm trying to say is that every single time.
How can you tell? What have I not been completely fair to Shea this entire time?
No.
What did I say about Shea today? You act like I said something real talk and Mars said. Like, I haven't said anything they've said. Matter of fact, they've done the harshest segments on Shea all week. I haven't said any of this stuff. No, Ron, this is what I mean.
My rise and fall.
No, this is what I'm saying. I don't
my only friend.
No, you feel like you're being gaslit, right? Like you probably feel like I'm saying something about you that's not true or it's not verifiably true because you obviously have a lot of plausible deniability. And I'm not really coming at your throat here. I'm just trying to tell you that honestly we can all see it. And I had to do this myself. Like, I'm just trying to tell you, friend to friend. If 1,000 people are telling you you're crazy, I mean, there's a chance you might have to look at yourself and just be like, am I leaning a little bit biased towards Shea? Do you cover Shea's bad games the way you cover Giannis's bad games right now? Probably not. Do you cover Shea's bad games the way you talk about Wemby's bad games? No. And I think the whole genesis of this entire conversation was, are you giving Shea Gilgeous-Alexander enough props for being up in this series without easily his second best player against a team that won 60 games and a lot of people thought we're going to win the championship easy? Shea has been amazing in part. He hasn't played to his standard, but his standard is absurd. But just because he's not playing up to GOAT level standards and MVP standards doesn't mean he's terrible. And absolutely he has played better than Jokic so far in the playoffs. I mean, like, what are we doing here, right? Like we just got to be honest with ourselves. Swipe, we just got to be honest. Like, the truth will set you free.
No, since you want me to be angry, Swiper, I'm going to tell you this.
I didn't ask you to be angry. I asked you to look in the mirror. You want to get angry? That's
does this have to do with anything I've said about Shea, especially in this episode? This is why, Ron, when he gets like this, it's why he's nasty. But then you want to be host of the year? You be host of the year.
This way,
what I'm saying in this instance, what does this have to do with what I'm saying right now about Shea? I haven't said anything unfair about Shea. Anything. The episodes that have been featured were all of the segments that have been talking about how bad Shea's been, were Mars and Real Talk. I haven't been a part of any of those episodes. When Mars brought up all of his historical playoff legacy, I've been saying this consistently. I don't think he performs in the playoff relative to his other MVP peers. I've said this before, but when I say it is hate. So even this whole idea of me jumping from Jokic to Wemby, I genuinely think that those are the two best players. I don't think Shea is the best player in the world, but that's my opinion. But somehow it gets dragged into like you're dragging Shea or being unfair to Shea. All I know is that when there has been different series where other players like Jokic have been 7 of 22 or 9 of 25 or whatever, I know exactly what the conversation was. So, and I know it wasn't nuance at all. So when I'm saying that is factually what's happening, is that there is a different level of energy that it is about when it's coming to talking about Shea. So if you think Shea's better, then that's fine. Like that's up to you. That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine if you think Shea is better. But then what happens is it has to be like this animus that I have towards him. I just don't think he's that good relative to these other players. That's it. That's it.
I can set a clock that if somebody says something that is even remotely, and I'm talking remotely, 10%, 15%, 5%, 2%, less than 0.1% inaccurate about SGA, you're not saying shit. But if someone goes that far and says something inaccurate about Jokic, we are spending 45 minutes correcting
this point. Just to correct this point, Shield said that he was off on the series. Shield said he was off on the series. I disagree with Shield. That happened 3 days ago. That happened 3 days ago.
You don't think we was nuanced about Jokic after the Wolves series?
I think Shea. I don't think Shea has been very good in this series at all.
No.
I blame Jamal. Swiper, did you forget? The difference in these two right now, honestly, besides the fact that I do believe that SGA is playing a little better than Jokic played in that series. I'll start with
Shea's
saying
been better in this series.
But not only that, Swiper, just chill, brother. Not only that, Alex Caruso, Jared McCain, these dudes are stepping up big time. Jamal Murray, if you ask me, let Jokic down to a level. I don't think Jokic can forgive him for that. Like Jamal Murray, he played terrible. And once again, Swiper, you can't on that most popular show we've ever had that you were talking about. I was talking about that, Swiper. Like I mentioned that and I brought it up and I kept bringing it up. That I do think that I honestly think Jokic did enough for them to win if his teammates were playing ball. If Aaron Gordon's healthy and the Jamal Murray shows up, I think they could win that series.
Jamal Murray showed up as much as he possibly could. He had Jaden McDaniels dealing with him.
No, brother. No, that's what.
No, he got to be better than that, Chill.
But see, Chill.
He got to be better than that, Chill.
But Chill, that's what I'm saying with SGA.
Jamal Murray's
Jamal Murray to the best point guard in the league.
No, but
Jamal Murray was playing his ass off all season.
I'm gonna be honest. That doesn't mean you're just allowed to stink it up because there's a good defender.
Exactly.
Thank you, Mars. Thank you.
No, Mars. That's not the point. The point is that Jamal Murray, as good as he is, we don't hold him to the standard of Luka. We don't hold him to the standard of SGA.
I'm tired of that holding the standard conversation. Y'all love that. Y'all love to have that conversation. I hate that shit.
Up here had Jamal Murray all NBA. Raise your hand. How many of us up here had Jamal Murray all NBA?
Everyone did.
All of us.
Did he play like an all NBA player in the playoffs?
No, not even close.
No.
I didn't have
Forget
version I
Luka's
saw
standards.
wouldn't have made
He didn't play at the
All-NBA
standard
rookie.
that he displayed in the regular season in the playoffs. That's just factually correct, right?
Yes.
So we should be able to criticize a player for not playing at the standard they displayed.
Yes.
You don't need to compare him to anyone else. We don't need to say he didn't play like Luka or Shea. Forget that. He didn't play at the standard he had to establish for himself in this regular season. Not to mention the reputation he has managed to cover himself of a playoff riser. He definitely didn't do that.
No.
So whether it's reputation that he's earned himself or the fact that the level he played at this season, neither one of them were met in the playoffs this year. That should be criticized.
And I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that it should be criticized, Miles. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm also saying that what SGA is as of today, a two-time league MVP, the defending NBA champ, arguably the best player in the world. He's held to a different standard than Jamal Murray.
And he plays better than Jamal Murray.
Jamal was so if Jamal plays average in game 6, they win that game and they're going to in the game 7. Like Jamal was objectively like horrible for a lot of that series. Game 6
was terrible. I don't know.
Yeah,
Jamal's way too good for this to get this type of bail from you, Chill. Jamal Murray is an absolute baller. So we're not gonna sit. We're not gonna sit. It doesn't Chill. That's not the point. You can have a great defender on you and still not play like ass. You can still have a good outing. Like you can still have a good outing. It just means okay, I'm not going for 35 tonight. I'm not going for 30 and 12 tonight. I'm not gonna sink my team.
You think Jamal Murray sunk them?
Yes, absolutely, I do.
Yes,
that's why I put that series. I put a lot of that loss. About 65% of that loss is on Jamal Murray's back. If you ask me.
Ox, Chill, and Swiper, I would love to sit around and cook Lester. You guys know I would love nothing more than to cook Jamal Murray on this.
36% from the field.
Yes.
Hey, but you know, that's what happens when you run into a real Seattle. Anyways. I want to talk about what Adam Silver said yesterday on the Pat McAfee show. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna share this. It's kind of a long clip, but it is interesting to see the direction that the league is going in. While I'm putting this clip up, what I actually would like for you guys to speak into right now, Adam Silver says flopping is not a pressing issue in the NBA. Now, he said this in the same interview, but he said it's not a pressing issue. How do you guys feel about this?
Flopping is
He
illegal.
lying.
I keep saying that for the 1,000th time.
He's lying.
Flopping is illegal. You get fined for it.
Flopping-
Why
flopping
isn't
always
it? Why,
existed,
why,
though.
why isn't that enforced? Flopping is illegal. Flopping is not something that's part of the game. They outlawed it specifically by fining you.
So you think it is a pressing issue, Chill?
If I'm not Penn, you're a Toronto guy. If I'm not mistaken, did Kyle Lowry not have to write a check for $5,000, or was it Chris Bosh had to write a check for $5,000 for flopping?
Cho, I don't remember the specific charge, but if given a choice, it was Chris Bosh.
I'm 100% confident he had to write a check for $5,000 for flopping. It's illegal. This was such a
but
problem.
is it an issue, Joe?
Yes, sir.
Is it an
I don't
is it
think
an
it's- I
issue
don't-
though?
Of
Like,
course, it's an issue.
I
That's
don't
what
think.
I'm
It's,
saying.
but it's
Is it a
existed forever.
pressing issue?
It's
Okay,
existed.
I don't think it's a pressing
It's-
issue. I
it's
mean,
number one,
wait,
it's existed
flopping and
forever.
flopping is
exaggerating contact.
flopping is pretending you got hit when you didn't get hit.
Exactly.
Not exaggerating contact that literally happened. That's not flopping.
And Adam
So, no,
Silver
I don't
said that,
think-
by the way.
I don't think
Adam Silver
flopping is
actually
an
went.
issue.
Adam Silver said that.
Yeah, I don't think
Adam
flopping
Silver
is a
actually
pressing
said
issue.
that there's a difference.
Oh.
Yeah.
Chill. Have you ever been punched in the face?
I have been punched in the face before. Yes.
Okay, so of the times you've been punched in the face, right? Have you dropped to your knees and rolled over every time?
No.
Okay. See, that's the type of shit that kills me. Dude get touched and just get touched, and all of a sudden he's falling all out, rolling over. Like, what? That shit is unnecessary. I think anything that's just
I agree.
super extra, it's considered flopping. It's flopping. If I get touched in my shoulder, what does that have to do with my feet? What does that have to do with my knees? What does that have to do with my legs at all? Why are you on the ground?
If you're coaching,
Why are you
one of
on the
one of your
ground?
players pulls this shit, what are you saying to them in the timeout?
Get your ass off get up, because you know why, Penn? One of the things that I hate the most is when basketball players look for refs or they look for calls and they do this instead of playing basketball. Anytime you spend exaggerating, falling, doing anything besides getting back on defense or helping your team, you are being a detriment.
Cho,
So
I've
for me,
I've
it's
seen
not
Donovan
crazy.
What if they
Mitchell do
didn't? What if they didn't call it the 3 times before that, Ox?
You got to play through it, Damien. You have to play through it because I believe in controlling what you can control. Every ref isn't perfect.
Sure.
We can't control the refs. We can't control the other coach. We can't control the other team. We can't control the conditions of the gym we're playing in. We can't control the conditions of the arena and the fans. We can't control anything. Only thing we can control is us and what we do and how we react to things. Play through it. Play basketball.
I'm
You know
gonna
what I'm
tell
saying?
you-
Be tough.
I'm gonna tell you what my coach told us. If the other team sees you on the ground, it's a sign of weakness. Get your ass up. This ain't Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Get your ass up.
Fuck that.
And that shit stuck with me because you think about it, when you go down and you're rolling around, faking an injury, trying to catch your breath or whatever, the other team is seeing defeat. You being on the ground is not part of the sport. So I've always respected players who don't exaggerate contact, who just play through it. That's why my favorite player is who he is, because he ain't flopped once in his life. Like,
Conditions. Open up the damn window in this gym. It's hot in here. Fuck
Chill.
that.
I seen Donovan Mitchell
yeah, I
fall
mean-
to the ground. Chill. I'm not kidding. I seen Donovan Mitchell fall to the ground. These guys don't know there's 8K cameras on them, but there's 100 of them pointed at every single angle of the arena. He falls to the ground. He falls and he gets himself out of the play. Barely any contact. Like a guy barely touched him. He just falls backwards. He looks over at the ref. He notices the ref's not looking. He rolls his eyes and he gets up. And by the time the man scored, that shit is frustrating. If I'm your teammate, we're having a fight over
So
this
Ron,
shit.
as a result of this of this being a problem, is there something that they plan on doing about it? Like what's
We have to watch the clip.
Well, no, I'm about to put the clip up, but that's a whole different subject. The clip is about Adam Silver implementing an AI automated system to review calls. But the topic I just brought up, he said that flopping is just not an issue or a pressing issue in the NBA. They're not worried about that. They're not trying to, like tanking is something that they're actively trying to combat. They're not trying to combat flopping.
Well,
But-
I just the first off, what's happening on Twitter is a microcosm because they do shows based on what we put out on Twitter. So I don't want to people say Twitter doesn't matter. It matters a lot. They actually start discourses on the show. I remember Richard Jefferson started the show based on something I said a couple years ago and put it on Get Up like that. This happens all of the time. They literally take everything we say and they put it on the show. Nick Wright, Chris Broussard, and Kevin Wild, they do the same thing on First Things First. They will listen to something on Twitter, post up on Twitter the very next episode. It happens all the time. So
That's a good thing, right, Swipe?
It's a great thing. Yeah, it's a great thing.
You whack MCs.
No, it's not. It's not.
You whack MCs.
It is because we're the people. They're talking about what the
we
people
create
need.
discourse.
You
shows.
whack MCs.
They make shows based on players' choice as well. We
That's my
create
point.
discourse.
That's why it's
There's
not a good
nothing
thing.
wrong with that. That's just the way it works. Still, like
Biting my
it's
rhyme.
influence. I mean, it's not biting your. It's just whatever. Anyway,
Hold on.
well,
Am I an influencer?
in this instance, what's happened is
You're like Kylie Jenner.
Adam Silver is trying to say that there's it's only a narrative that exists on social media, but then what's happening is you got a lot of OKC defenders
Sure.
that are trying to say that the whole thing about happening OKC is a hoax. The thing that pisses me off about that is I saw JB Bickerstaff last year and Chris Finch last year in the regular season say the same things about OKC that people are saying right now in the regular season, that they feel that OKC has an unfair disadvantage when you get to playing them in a series where they get to a physical to a certain point where you're not allowed to. Stephon Castle came out and said that the other day. It is what it is. The only people that disagree are Shea fans and OKC fans. Every other fan base, every other coaching staff, every other front office, they all say the same thing about OKC. So number one, it is an issue. Flopping is not just an OKC issue, though. It is an everybody issue. Every team does it, but OKC does it to a different degree because they play extremely physical on one end and they play extremely touch-valley on the other end. The same thing with Jared McCain, the same thing with Jay Will, where they're playing super physical on defense. The next thing you know, they're falling on offense to create, whatever, advantages with the whistle. So it is a problem. Adam Silver and them, they're just like, I don't know. Like I don't know what it's going to take for Adam to realize that the draft is not as big of an issue as the on-court product. And the on-court product right now, it is suffering because of what's happening on the court. But it's not just OKC. OKC is just the pinnacle of what people are talking about. It is 100% a problem. Not even a question.
Yo, have y'all seen RDC World's OKC practice video?
Yeah.
That shit.
I haven't seen
had
it yet. I gotta
me
go check it out.
dead. I'm gonna drop it in the chat.
Please do. That's they as a group are my favorite. They've been my favorite for years. Back, remember when they did when Braun
The
lost
Bron
it
skits?
on JR?
Oh,
that
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Oh, I love them dudes, bro. I love them dudes.
All right, well, let me go ahead and play this clip from Adam Silver. It was on the Pat McAfee show. This is what he had to say about everything. You guys let me know if you can't hear this.
How about the flopping? Flopping. Big conversation, Mr. Commissioner.
So, yeah, it's been a conversation. I would only say that there's a difference between selling a call, exaggeration, and a true flop, which is where you're actually fooling the referees. I think sometimes even as I sit in the stands at games, players may be falling down, players may be reacting to a call, but then to me, if they're not fooling the referees, it's like, okay, that's like the players are taught to sell calls these days. I mean, can officiating get bad? Can officiating get better? Of course. We're always working on that. Can officials get fooled occasionally? We're always looking at that as well. But the officiating is incredible. I will also add one other piece to it because I know there's always controversy around certain calls. There's one you were talking about on your show earlier today. And I think in terms of replay, I think we're going to get to the point fairly quickly where, for example, out of bounds, the very play that you were talking about.
Chet Holmgren's foot, it's a big deal.
Yeah. And I think where, just like, if you're a tennis fan and they have what they call Hawkeye, and it's like the animation, and you quickly see, where the line was and the oohs and ahs of the crowd, it touched the line or it was out of bounds. We're going to move to a system like that where that whole category of calls will be automatic, where, it's going to be, Laker ball, Nick ball, whatever it is, Thunder ball, those calls will be done by an AI automated system with cameras lined around the court, and it'll take all of those so-called objective calls out of the hands of the referees. It'll be instantaneous, it'll be automatic, just play on, let's go, Spurs inbound, and you'll move on. You won't have to deal with challenges on those calls, but it will also allow the officials on the more difficult subjective calls to give their full attention to those where, because there's often contact on every play. It doesn't mean there's a foul, and they're trying to measure sort of whether that contact is impeding the player, how hard that contact is. It's something that can't just be done on camera. They're actually feeling the contact because they're there on the floor with the players. So anyway, I think there is a technology will really be helpful here.
Thoughts on that, fellas?
I agree with him on what flopping is. So
Agree. I think I made this point previously around the net technology in tennis changed the game, and it changed the speed of the game, and it changed it for the better because it took subjectivity out of the game for calls that should be very straightforward. I've made this point previously. I think goaltending is another one where we have the technology to see if things have hit the backboard. I think that technology to see if something is out of bounds makes a lot of sense because there are so many coaches in the league that are wasting challenges, valuable challenges that can be used at the end of games on out of bound calls that are very, very clear to both teams. Like you can see sometimes some of these out of bounds calls just because the ref's got a bad angle. People are using valuable challenges on that can really be valuable at the end of the game. So I'm very much with the out of bounds ones being automated. I think it makes a lot of sense, and it can be very quick.
Damien, what is the in your estimation? What's the best part of sports? In your estimation, like
I get the human. I do get the You know what, Chill? I do get also the human argument thing as well because the VAR in football, especially, has come under a lot of controversy, even though it's supposed to improve the game. Because what ends up happening is the technology itself has become up for interpretation, which is the worst possible scenario, right? So I think there is a level of beauty in the imperfection of human error, and especially we've all grown up with this, but I feel like there's it's a imperfection, human error, beauty sort of traditional way, or do we want to get every call as right as possible? I think that's the argument we sort of have to have about where we want to land with some of this stuff.
We don't want to.
We should definitely want to get it all right.
Okay,
right?
But no.
VAR in football would work if humans still weren't involved in the process, by the way.
Right, but the thing, as far as what Adam Silver is saying, if we're just talking about simple out of bounds stuff, who was it out on, or was it out of bounds? I think we should absolutely implement some AI to that. As far as fouls go, keep the computers out of that. But like for out of bounds and stuff, out of bounds, who's it out on, this and that? Like, there should be no issue with letting the computers and the AI take care of that.
Goaltends, like the stuff that a camera can see, like, and those ones. Fouls are always going to be subjective, so I don't think you can leave that up to algorithm. But you can see when the ball is on its way down.
Fouls should not be subjective.
Is there? But chill.
I mean, it's always going to be subjective. How much contact is allowed? That's what I'm saying. It's going to be a subjective thing whether we like it or not.
But chill. This is the problem with fouls, right? It's like you have an interpretation of what a foul is, what it's supposed to look like. In game to game, there's some expectation that every single crew of referees is gonna uphold that same definition, but that's not how the game is played,
and that's unfortunate.
You can say that's unfortunate, but chill. You know what would be more unfortunate? Every single player fouling out in the first half. That would be more unfortunate. So obviously, there's a way to play where you're going to force the referees to basically foul out your whole team. You're going to play with a level of aggression, and basically that's going to set a new baseline for what a foul is in that game. And everyone's going to be allowed to go there. My only issue is call it fair for both sides. If a little bit of contact is okay for me, it better be okay on the other end too. And as long as we're calling it fair, I think the sport, it's about the spirit of the game as opposed to the letter of the law. And that's where I think AI can come in and kind of mess things up. But with the out of bounds stuff, like what Dame said, I think Dame and Ox covered this perfectly, and Mars. Like I think this is perfect. Like these things are not up for interpretation. Whether that ball was out of bounds or not, that's not subjective. That is an objective fact. Whether that was a goaltend or not, that's the arc of the ball. We're already seeing that technology in place. Like we already see it. Like they show, like, oh, the ball.
Well, we can involve.
I can't see that.
And we can involve AI. To your point, we can involve AI. Did he get that shot off in time? Because maybe I got that wrong. Right? We can involve that. But what I don't.
They already do that for shot clock. They already do that.
And again, Mars, I don't have a problem with that. What I don't want this to do, and this is why I'm afraid, I'm not a big fan of AI, but this is what I'm afraid of, Damien, is I'm afraid of this turning into a snowball effect. To be quite honest with you, I am amazed when I see teams go to pieces. That's the human element of basketball. That's the human element of sports. When I see a team fall apart, I'm also amazed when I see a team put it together and they start rolling. That's the human element of basketball. I'm amazed when I see a great player just start getting it going. When a great player shrinks right in front of you, that's the human element. I don't want this AI to affect that. I don't want this AI to make that turn into something else.
But chill, hang on 1 second. Like, would you agree with the statement that you sometimes maybe have an issue with new things replacing old things?
I think we all do.
We all do, right? Because we have an idea of how basketball is supposed to be played, and suddenly something coming into that is supposed to threaten how things used to be and how things used to work. But the truth is, people don't have an issue with vacuums becoming better. People don't have an issue with cars getting better. People really don't have an issue with these things. But for some reason, when we try to improve sports, it's like, oh, don't mess up with the Jackie Robinsons of the world. Like, I think improvement is good. The fact that it clashes with the way things used to be means we're moving in the right direction. It means it's progress. All progress is not equal. Sometimes we're going to go one way and it's going to be the wrong decision. And at that point, we'll have to recalibrate. But I don't think that this AI thing, the way they're talking about using it, I don't think that it's wrong. And I think the biggest point that Dame brought up is like, now teams don't have to waste their challenges on things that were obvious. I think that's a big one.
Yeah,
I can get with that. I can definitely get with that. Ron?
I agree,
We have
Joe.
a hard,
We
cutoff
we can't do that. Oh,
But
sorry, yeah, go on.
we good. We got a little more time.
As you were saying, Ron.
We got a little more time though. While we're on the topic, I do want to say so. Chill, you said you think it might take away from the game, but nobody thinks it's going to add to it.
I think that getting the calls right.
I think we all agree.
I think that getting calls right is very important, Ron. No question about that. You know, when a team is on an 8-0 run, and like we've now gotten ourselves back in the game, Damian, and now we just cut this 12-point lead to 4, and I don't know. Scott Foster said this their ball, and we're in the fourth quarter with 3 minutes. It's really our ball. And he missed that call. He got that call wrong. And then the very next play, now my big guy, who's already got 4 fouls, gets foul number 5, and he's got to sit down. That's a big deal. That is a huge deal in terms of momentum swing. That's a huge deal.
So 2 things with this. I think Penn's point is I think we all agree actually. So I think Penn's point is the objective calls, the ones where it's out of bounds, goaltends, shot clock, all those things. That's fine to be automated. The ones where I think we could go too far is chill. To your point, if a team's on an 8-0 run and then Scott Foster gets a call in his ear that 2 plays ago they got it wrong, so we're going to go back and take the points off the board and go back and do that. That's where I think it gets too far. And I think if we're trying to,
but they take points off the board right now. If
but they take points off the board during a timeout.
No, but I'm talking about stopping. I'm talking about Scott Foster getting something in his ear saying we missed a foul on Jalen Brunson 4 plays ago. We have to go back and he has to shoot those free throws now. I think that's where the game would get.
Yeah, that's just not going to happen.
That's good. I think that's where it would get bad. But I think that we shouldn't. Yeah, they shouldn't automate any like foul calls because.
But that's the snowball effect that I'm talking about. To Damian's point, that's the snowball.
Yeah, if that does happen, then yeah, we're in a bad spot. But
because I don't want to have to do that. Now we going back to 8 minutes. 8 minutes. It's already 4 minutes left, and we in the meat and potatoes of the game. But damn, I blew that call where Jalen Williams or J-Dub stepped on the baseline. I got that call wrong, so now they got to get the ball back. Like no.
Just take off every point that happened after that because
like shit like that.
Like, yeah, if that happens, then yeah, cool. I get, but like, I'm fairly confident in saying that's not what's gonna ever happen.
Good.
We're before 2100.
Yeah,
just a real question. Before we get to 2100, Damien, are we getting like the movies like Alita, like the battle sport between the robots? Are we getting robot sports before 2100?
I think so. I think so because anything that people can bet on, it'll probably happen.
Like high level sports too, chill, by the way. Like high level.
Think about that 2100. I will not be around when that's
my robot's more athletic than yours. No, my robot has more proprioception than yours.
I will not be around.
Can't wait for those debates, man. But right quick though, before we move on, is there anything just off the top of you guys' heads, any like crazy moments in history that having this Hawkeye like AI system would have changed?
Yeah.
Tom Brady's bubble. Tom Brady fumbled.
Well, you can say that. Yeah.
Yeah, that for sure. The
Brady
2002 Kings Lakers series, the 2020 Lakers Nuggets series, not even a question. The Kevin Durant out of bounds play where he was clearly out of bounds in the Rockets game was ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's multiple.
Like,
Multiple.
Like things that change a series. Yes.
In the NFL, if this happened, if you got every single first down, I've thought about this numerous times. If every first down was called correctly and every touchdown called correctly and every drop ball was called correctly, the whole of NFL history would look way different.
Way different. Mars, Jerry Rice is arguably the best football player ever. He's the best wide receiver ever. When they played against Green Bay in the playoffs, that touchdown that Terrell Owens caught, that never happens. And the reason why that never happens, because he fumbled. So, but we don't have replay to go back and look at that at that point. Same thing with the Giants when they beat the Patriots in 2007 in the playoffs. Well, that in 2011 in the Super Bowl. Well, that doesn't happen. And the reason why that doesn't happen, because they fumbled plays before that, so they don't get to kick a field goal. So that doesn't.
What about
happen.
Dez Bryant here?
And not only is that a big deal, that's a huge deal because not only did he catch the ball, he caught the ball, and as he's turning around, he sees the goal line and he puts the ball on the goal line. That's not a fumble. Not only is that not a fumble, now we move forward. Not only do we move forward with this, Ron. Not only do we move forward with this, they go up to Seattle and they whoop the shit out of them. Yes, they do. They go up to Seattle and they whoop y'all ass. You know why, Ron? Because they whooped y'all ass earlier this year. That's what they did. They go up there and they whoop y'all ass again. So I mean,
wait, chill. The only correction
Niggas better be lucky they got saved by the refs.
Only correction I got for that, chill, is there is no arguing. There is no argument to be made. Jerry is the GOAT.
100%.
He's not arguing. Randy was one of them Mars, but he's not Jerry. Like it goes Jerry, then Randy, and everybody else. Like Jerry was
too big of a
Trent will call you a casual. He doesn't believe anybody before 2000 can be in best in the world talks. So
well, Trent, that's okay. That's all right, Trent.
Hey, Swiper, where can the people hear good football talk?
From who? Me or who?
From you,
from the press box.
Yeah, from the press box. Wednesdays in the regular season and training camp at 8:30 p.m. Sundays at 11 a.m. If you want to hear Trent blabble about new era players, you can also join the show as well. Shout out to y'all. This is going to be a great time, man. We're going to have a great season upcoming. Fantasy football going crazy this year as well. Shout out to my boy J-Rob. We got a lot of revamp coming on. This is going to be the best show on PC. Cannot wait to get to it. L Trent.
Better than this show.
Yeah, definitely better than that show. Chill with Chill and Ox.
All right, so everybody.
Okay, so you up here pubbing J-Rob. You up here pubbing J-Rob's show. Good job. Shout out to J-Rob. But I just wanted to say that, because I see y'all in the chat, y'all hyping up Megatron. I wish he wouldn't have retired. Well, maybe if Megatron wouldn't have left Matt Stafford stranded, he'd be in a GOAT conversation.
And by the way,
but
Swiper,
he's not.
Not what happened.
And by the way,
it's exactly what happened. He might as well him and Stephon Marbury might as well be brothers.
And
he had concussion issues and whatnot, brother.
And he had ankle problem. He had an ankle problem too. But by the way, Swiper, in 2018, Saints are going to the bowl game.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
the Saints are going to the bowl.
I have no idea. I have no idea how that stuff happens where you have a clear pass interference.
What that pass interference?
Oh my goodness,
never happened.
That ball was like 20 feet away from me.
The ref say, man,
the reason
look,
why the ball was 20 feet away from him because he got knocked over.
The biggest. Oh, I'll end here. I know we got.
No, I'm saying that's a clear pass interference.
The biggest missed call, is when you and I were like 11, 12 years old, and Chill, you remember this because you were in your 30s at this point in time. Maybe. No, you were in your late 20s. Chill. Miami, Ohio State.
I don't remember that.
They called a defensive pass interference that gave Ohio State another chance, and they ended up winning the game. Miami won that game. And they literally had the game won. The ball goes through his hands. It was a great contest. They called a DPI, and then they ended up winning the game later on. And Miami even said, we thought we won the game. We rushed the field. We had to get back on the game. Chill. They said they were completely out of the game from that point on. They got screwed.
We still on that. Yeah, absolutely. We're still on that.
But see, that's the thing. That's the thing. You got to play through it. You got to move on. You know what I'm saying? Like this. Are you really champion?
You ain't never been in a championship to know how to move on. So you hush.
Okay. Okay.
All right, y'all. There will be no members only stream tonight.
Put your trophy case to shame.
There will be no members only stream tonight because we will be doing a watch party. Sorry, Ox, I don't like to put people in the back, but Chill told me I have to actually be a host today, so I have to actually be a host today.
Imagine doing your job. Imagine that. Doing your job. Imagine that. Keep going.
See,
Ron.
Chill. Usually, I'm on my Kobe gimmick where I don't shoot, but now you want me to do the reverse thing.
Yes.
So
game 7 Kobe nobody brings up.
Yeah. I'm doing the reverse where now I gotta shoot. But all right, y'all. The first super chat I want to read is from Boss Cedric. Sent through $20 and said, "Please acknowledge Wemby, spelled Wimby, plays dirty like ordering a hit on McCain."
Yeah.
I'm not going to assume what was said in a huddle that.
Marcy put that hit out.
I mean, sure, maybe he did. I'm not going to assume he
It got upgraded.
I don't know if he did or not.
It got upgraded to a flagrant, by the way.
Yeah,
because it was a flagrant.
Yeah.
You think Miles Plumlee care about that?
No, he doesn't. Matter of fact. Yeah,
but Miles probably don't care either.
But
Wemby's probably
it's probably Wemby or one of them dudes on the crew. I got you fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I got
Shit, Wemby only making $12 million. It better be De'Aaron.
That's 12 or De'Aaron.
It ain't me. I'm still in my rookie deal.
Shit,
Hell no.
Foxy greedy. He ain't giving him no loot.
It ain't gonna be me. That's all I know.
All right, MP13 sent through $19.99 and said they need to give defensive players more grace. I'm tired of watching offensive players run into the chest of defensive players and then throw up a shot that's not a natural basketball motion and get rewarded with a foul.
That to me is a real issue. That if I'm the
is,
commissioner of the NBA, that needs to be the amount of stuff that the offense is allowed to do. And it gets called for a defensive foul is ridiculous to me.
You mean like what Bam was doing? When you mean like what Bam was doing?
Yeah, they were hacking Bam.
This legal guarding position shit. I can run through.
That's been bothering me for years. Like when you're driving and you're driving straight, and then you're allowed to just magically go left, and all of a sudden that defender has to now move out of your way, otherwise it's a foul. Is ridiculous. Like you are not allowed to be driving straight. Imagine we're on the highway, right? Mm-hmm. I'm driving, and then all of a sudden, you know what? I like this left lane. Oh, now that's not my fault that we crashed. What?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I've seen Ron do that shit
ridiculous.
You didn't drive.
That is ridiculous. Like that makes no sense. So that needs to be looked into. I'm sorry, I'll never agree with that.
Would that be worse than you driving down the lane, Mars? And while you're driving down the lane, you can hold the ball in this hand and get the other guy off you with the other hand, and then lay the basketball up. I think that's called the extensions. That's called the stiff arm in football. That's how you get guys off you and keep them off. You can't do that.
Who's the biggest culprit of this?
Giannis? Paul George and Devin Booker.
Yeah, Giannis commits about 4 offensive fouls a game. In my
Paul George and Devin Booker too. Them two dudes.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to like the more subtle like push off stuff,
Shay's in this.
Shea pushes off every possession. Yeah, Shea pushes off every possession. The drive, also every deceleration in the NBA is a travel, and it doesn't get called, and I don't like that. Who else is pushing off a lot?
It's a lot of people might not actually push, but lowering your shoulder into somebody.
Brown was pushing off crazy.
Yeah.
But to be fair, they called him a lot for it in the playoffs this year. Like they called him a lot for the push off. So, Denny, don't get me started on what Denny's doing.
Denny's Jerome Bettis.
Shout out Denny's.
Denny has.
Jerome Bettis.
Denny gonna veer into your path. He gonna extend. He gonna do that. Like he gonna do everything to get that whistle. Like there's a few people who do that in my opinion. I don't like it.
And Oxen, I did that one time on the highway, but it was a foreign. I was just trying to see if it could Euro step through the lanes, you know. And
Rob, pull a car over and let me out.
Nah, chill. We made it out of it alive. You know, we still here on the panel to talk about it.
End up killing us, man.
Hey, if you got a foreign, they got a Euro step button on it. You guys should try it one time.
Barely.
Do you have any idea where we're going, Ron? You have no idea. Pull a car over and let me out.
We going in circles. We doing donuts. Dub Ball Out Highlights said there has been a rumor / talks online about the Celtics having interest in Peyton Watson. If true, how would he look on the Celtics, and how much would Swiper hate this if it was to happen?
Swiper?
Oh, you want me to do my job and tell you the inside sources that I have with media? Okay.
You don't have to reveal.
You know what? Matter of fact, you know what? We talk too much Denver up here. No, actually, I won't. What I'll say is
Boston.
that's fine. It will be a sign and trade. Shout out to the Boston Celtics. They want to do a sign and trade. Hey, you know what? No problem. No problem. If that end up working out, works out.
Swiper, why do you hate Boston so much?
I don't actually. I hate. Well, let me be clear here. The legacy of Boston that remains true to this day. Let me also explain this. I want to make this very clear, Ox. I remember when Jaylen Brown signed that $300 million deal. You remember the first thing Jaylen Brown did in the press conference?
Well, when he was talking about how much money he's going to help with the black community. And
Yes. I posted I you know me, I'm jumping all over that. I then posted his foundation. I then posted exactly what he was talking about, because basically for every $100 in Boston that the white community has in the area he was talking about, the average black family has $8 for every 800 or every 100 for a white family. I brought this up, right? Boston fans, they went crazy. How could that be true, brother? I love Jaylen Brown off the court. He's my perfect kind of guy. Me and him, we see very eye to eye. I like Boston. Boston just has a crazy history. Like a ridiculous history.
This is America. You know
but remember, what was the dude that you remember baseball, Ox? What was his name, bro? Number 3. He played outfield.
What team?
For the Cleveland? No, what for Cleveland? Somebody know what I'm talking about. Smith, black dude.
I don't know.
So you know what I'm talking about. He went out to Boston, and literally every time he would play, he would get called an N-word. Every single time. This was 2010s. This is 2010s. And then remember the whole thing that happened with Tyreek Hill when he got the alcohol thrown on him when he was at New England and all that. Like, bro, Boston is just a different kind of place to be in. Yeah, it's a different kind of place to be in. That's my issue. You know what I mean?
That's what you expect.
No, for sure.
This is America. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, I'm not even talking about necessarily that spot. But it seems like you don't care much for Boston's like media people.
They're extremely biased. Like to a degree.
I don't either. They're horrible.
Yeah, the Scotty Barnes thing was nasty. And
no, forget that. Derek White.
Yeah, the Derek White thing. But actually, it wasn't even. But Ernie put Derek. I did a show on it. Ernie put Derek White third team All NBA. It wasn't even all Boston. Ernie Johnson with ESPN now from TNT Inside the NBA.
Oh,
wait! I thought y'all wanted
defensive
White.
Did you see that?
Jalen Duren first team.
Ballots that were absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, shout out to Stephen A. Smith's all defensive team.
Whoa! Stephen A. Smith did not have Jalen Duren first team all league defense.
He had Jalen Duren first team all defense.
And Jaylen Brown.
He had Jalen Duren first team all defense. He also had Jaylen Brown first team all defense.
Yeah.
I'm here to announce this.
I agree with that one.
Changing his name.
Jaylen Brown was playing
D. He will be
D.
Jalen. He will be Jalen.
They have been playing defense.
Jalen Barnes.
Hold on, Stephen A. Smith put Jaylen Brown first team on defense?
He did.
What the
After
hell are we
their
doing?
whole little back and forth?
Well, he voted before the back and forth. So. And now, if they're back and forth continues, he's going to point out the fact that he voted him fourth in MVP and had him first team all defense.
But what does that back and forth have to do with anything, though? See, we can't be emotional like that. Yeah, even if we have words, I can still vote for you.
By the way, I want to end this here because a lot of these people work really hard at their job. So I want to be credited. There's a dude that works for a French outlet, Mars. This is closer to your area. He actually lives in Los Angeles, but he works for a French outlet. He's a French reporter. Robin Grimmel for the AFP. He had his all NBA teams were Cade Cunningham, Luka, Shea, Jokic, Wemby. Second team, Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Stephon Castle, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard. Third team, Bam Adebayo, Jalen Duren, Cooper Flagg, Tyrese Maxey, and Donovan Mitchell. Whereas all
Shout out Coop,
Shout out to Coop, man.
And Stephon Castle.
Yeah, shout out second team All NBA Stephon Castle. Yep.
Wait a second. The Spurs didn't get the second seed all because of Wemby.
Oh my gosh.
Facts, Ox. That should have been De'Aaron Fox.
No, hold on, no. I didn't say it was just Fox. I didn't say that.
I said it.
I'm saying just like for Jalen Duren, like Cade Cunningham didn't do it all himself. Victor Wembanyama didn't do it all himself. I'm not saying
that on that team. I don't know if you remember him.
Fine. Shout out to Short Thompson, but I mean, who was really the second best player over there? It was clearly Jalen Duren. So I don't see the first team on defense.
No, but he was on defense.
But no. Okay. I'm not. Look. I'm not telling.
The first team on defense, Jalen Duren. But you just.
What I'm saying is mostly for all NBA situations.
I won't.
If the Spurs got the second seed in the West. So there's nothing wrong with you bigging up the other players on that team. Victor Wembanyama didn't do that all by himself. Stephon Castle played a big part.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Second team All NBA,
but second team All NBA is crazy. By the way, I love her. Shout out to Maria Taylor. She went to Centennial High School out here. I just want to be clear about that. I love her. I think she's amazing, like personally and whatever. Maria Taylor. Her ballot was Jaylen Brown, Cade Cunningham, Shea, Jokic, Wemby, no Luka, Jaylen Brown, second team. Luka, second team. Kevin Durant, Donovan Mitchell, Jamal Murray. Third team, Denny Advia, Jalen Duren, Brandon Ingram, the lone Brandon Ingram All-NBA voter, Tyrese Maxey, and Karl Anthony Towns. So, again, everybody has their own opinion, but Brandon Ingram being – we just watch the Raptors. That's all.
All I know is Denny Abdi was all NBA, but we got to keep moving on, y'all. MTHJ said saw on Facebook which franchise team beat or saw this on Facebook. Which franchise team is beating Manu Ginobili / Tony Parker, Kawhi, Wemby, Tim Duncan, David Robinson? Whose all-time team will beat these guys?
The Lakers. The Lakers.
The Magic.
And that's it.
The Magic.
It's the Mars question.
The
Yeah.
Magic.
I don't think I
with
got the
what?
Magic.
T-Mac, Penny and T-Mac.
Shaq and Dwight.
Back in the front court with Dwight.
Nick Anderson.
And then the three would be.
It could be.
I would go
Rashard,
D3.
Haydu,
Yeah, Franz.
Hedo Turco.
Franz.
Hedo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Franz.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I would want to have the shooting out there, so I would go D3. But
The Celtics, obviously, the Celtics have obviously Larry Bird,
Most unathletic team ever.
Bill Russell,
Don't matter. They got
Call me
Kevin
crazy.
McHale.
Jason Tatum's on there for me.
You see
already.
Kevin
Yeah,
McHale's defense?
Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Kevin McHale is cooking.
Nah. So
They got Paul
who would be
Pierce.
the Celtics point guard? Don't tell me it's Bob of Cousy.
No, it'd be
Kyrie.
Tiny Archibald.
I know who you got,
It would
but
be
I'm asking if that's the actual answer.
It would be Dennis
They got
Johnson
a
and Tiny
point
Archibald.
guard.
Well, Tiny wasn't
Dennis
the
Johnson.
same.
Yeah.
I got Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah
actually
Thomas
thought
was
about
not
Isaiah.
bad. Ron, you
I
are
thought
so
about Isaiah.
nasty. I
I
swear,
actually thought about
yo.
Isaiah. I ain't gonna lie.
Ray John
probably
is
Rondo,
right
to be honest.
there.
Who scored 50 in the playoffs?
Well, the Lakers got Steve Nash technically too,
Well,
right, Mars?
They don't need Steve.
If they want that
What?
Steve Nash, I mean, sure, I guess. I don't know why they would. Oh, Kyrie! Oh shit, I'm tripping. Yeah, Kyrie.
I said Kyrie.
They got Ray John.
Yeah.
I mean,
Kyrie.
Isaiah had a better
But-
season, but
You think not
Mars,
Celtics?
don't ask
Kyrie.
no shit right now. Right
do
now,
you
but
think
please
Rondo's
don't do
better
this.
than Kyrie? I just want. You think Rondo's better than Kyrie?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
all right, y'all. Shout out to H-Town T. H-Town T became a YouTube member today. Salute to you, brother. Tupac Westside said, "Morning, fellas. Pulling for San Antonio to go to Game 7. They gotta lock in. Swiper, my man. I wish you were there to check Ron in Real Talk for the Nash hate. LOL. Watching film will always be helpful. Gotta see your flaws."
Yeah, well, the people that watch film the least are mentioned in that super chat, and so they wouldn't care what I have to say.
Your name was mentioned in the super chat too.
My name would be yeah. The issue is I know one of us actually watches film to this day, and so one of them is as Bama would say a TikTok highlight watcher as Bama likes to say.
Yes, but you're a Twitter highlight watcher. You be watching a film of yourself lifting.
I was about to say, Swap, you only watch your own film.
Right.
Drew Wheatley sent through $10 and said, "What a dumbass title of the video. Like, no shit. It could end their season tonight. The series is 3-2.
I had the same thought.
That's
by the
Mars
way.
logic.
Throw that out there. I had the same thought.
That was Mars.
Who-
Oh, that's
Mars
a
logic,
burner?
yeah.
And I agree with the super chat. That's
Like,
whoever
no
made the
shit.
title of the video, you gotta come on, more proprioception. Come on. One buddy became a YouTube member.
I thought he was already a member.
He renewed.
Nah,
Wait, so when you kick him, does he lose his membership?
That's what it is.
nah,
She'll,
when you can't,
she'll
when you-
snatch
when you
his
can't-
membership chain.
When you can't afford the membership for a month, then you can't be on the show, and then you got to come back and pay for it, and you got to restart.
All right,
Okay,
I
what
would
if
not.
you switch your card out? Yeah, he might not have the money.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Switch his card out.
Oh man, anytime somebody got to use a whole bunch of switching debit cards, you know what that mean. I mean, they ran out of money for a couple. Trust me, I've been there. I know. So you ain't go. Oh, they got money. They start to use a different card. Why you got to use a different card? Because you was broke last month. I've been there. No, I ain't calling people out. You know what I'm saying? I ain't better than nobody. Shit, I don't. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
don't
well,
pay-
We're just
off,
noting, chat. We're just
I
noting.
have definitely experienced that brokenness many a time. Obviously, you and Ron, both of you being multimillionaires with self-made. Shout out to you all.
It's been
haven't-
a long time, Swap. It's
You
been a long
haven't been
time.
there in a while. You haven't been
Pass
there in
out
a
the
while.
street.
Matter of fact, why do I got these two rich? Get me out of the screen, bro. I don't belong.
You
in the
uncomfortable
presence of
over
these
here?
two
You
greats.
uncomfortable over here in this millionaire sandwich?
Yeah. Let me help you.
man.
Zero
man.
something.
There you go, right
Screwing
there.
you over again.
He's rich too. What are you talking about? Paying
That's what I'm saying. Now you
Hey,
really
it
you
just
really
got
in a rich
worse.
nigga sandwich.
Yeah, it just got worse.
Hey,
Swiper.
Pin, tell him welcome to this rich nigga sandwich.
I got
that's-
TikTok. I got TikTok money. I got
Welcome
stock
to
money
this-
over here.
Hey, that's a $1 million sandwich right there, Swiper.
Shoot, this ain't no $1 million. I got a couple hundred. Can I get in on the option? Oh,
Shout out to being all right. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, you know what I did? I kept that $3. I put it in the IRA.
Wait, chill, did you?
Pin told me what to do with my $3. I put it in the IRA, saved up that interest, and we up now.
Chill. Did you get benefits from
Appreciate
your
Pin.
last job? That last job that you had?
I did.
Oh wow! So chill. You double it up.
I'm
Hey!
not. No, I'm not.
Can I just say something real quick?
By the way, if you leave the military, y'all do 20 years.
Chill. Not the benefits from your secretary. Did you actually get benefits from the job? By the way, chill. Did you screw up the secretary?
No, I did not.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
No,
My
sir.
God.
What I'm
This
about
is
to
not
say,
that type of show, Ron.
I'm just saying. Hey,
is
my
not.
grandma told me. That's all my grandma told me.
How many live viewers we got right now?
Almost
About
2,000.
2,000. Yeah,
Okay,
about 2,000.
I'm gonna guarantee you what I'm about to say in the next 30 seconds is gonna change at least 20 people's lives. Okay.
Okay.
When I was
Listening.
okay,
Mars, just listen.
So-
Don't roll your eyes. It could change your life.
let me try to let
I'm
me try
gonna
to
force
get
him
this,
to listen.
let me try to
Go
get
ahead,
this
Mars,
out.
I'm taking notes.
No, Mars, you look in the mirror
Okay.
now.
Okay.
Mirror time.
Jeez. So, when I was growing up, I saw poverty all around me, and I assumed that where you were born, that's your destiny. And I looked at rich people as if they had read books that were not accessible to me. And so one day I attended an assembly, and somebody said the only difference between rich people and poor people is what they buy. And it changed my life, because poor people, no offense to anybody who is poor, buy things that consistently depreciate.
Yes, correct.
And wealthy
Cars.
people
Mhm.
consistently buy things that appreciate.
Mhm.
So when you start thinking about your purchases in terms of assets and liabilities, your life will change.
There you go. Bingo. There you go.
So wait, real quick. Well, what should be a first purchase for people that would appreciate?
It depends on the person. I used to be a financial advisor. I would always say it depends on your risk tolerance. If you're young, like if you are in your late teens, by the way, it's never too early to start stacking some paper. But if you are in your early teens to mid 20s, I would say get risky. Start taking big swings. I'm not talking gambling. I'm talking like, well-researched stocks, high volatility, crypto. We're looking at, swings. You can take swings right now. You don't have a family. You don't have someone relying on you right now. If you go broke, you end up in your mama's basement. That's not a problem. When you get into your 30s and 40s, the risk scale has to go back a little bit. That's why it's so hard to start in your 30s. That's what I'm saying. So assets and
15
liabilities.
leg parlays.
That is definitely not the way. But if it works out, it's great for you. All I'm gonna say is your
Ron,
car.
you suck.
Your,
I
your,
put it out there,
Use
Ron.
code choice.
You
your
suck,
car,
Ron.
like the differentiation is it's not a checkbox. Your car is an asset provided it gets you to work. It's always part of your asset, right? But if you drive in a car that's beyond your means, paying premium gas every day, that's no longer an asset. Now part of your asset is a liability. It's the same thing with your home. Your primary residence is a necessity. But if your necessity is on a beachfront property and you paying, I don't know, $6,000 a month on a mortgage, that's no longer an asset. You are now bleeding liability. I would just say there's common sense, and people don't have it when it comes to money. I wish this shit was taught in school because no one taught it to me. But honestly, that assembly, and I was skipping class to go to that assembly, that guy said, you are not poor because your parents are poor. And I was like, say word? I'm not poor because my parents are poor. Tell me more. And he said, you are poor because you keep putting your money in shit that goes zero.
Shit, I got third place in the poker tournament a couple weekends ago too.
Hey, like I said, Swiper. That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm doing it, but shout out to being all right. That's all I got.
Hey, Pid, they wasn't listening, but I was hearing you.
I 100% heard
Now,
everything.
you already know this. You already know this.
I
That's
100%
why you
heard
got a
everything.
business. You got assets.
Shout out to being okay.
Yeah.
Being
I
broke
heard you
ain't
got
too
yourself a
bad,
little
man.
business,
Being broke ain't
Ox.
too bad.
It really ain't, man.
Being broke, being broke sucks. I will say that.
alright.
Being
That's
broke is
alright.
terrible.
You just gonna have to have fun while being broke.
No, that's
Depending
cool.
on when it
That's
is.
cool. Being broke
No.
sucks.
I will clarify. Being broke does not suck. You know what sucks? Being middle class. That's what sucks. Being broke is liberating, bro.
Hey,
Being
man,
broke
money,
is
hey, money,
Your
money
credit
ain't
is
for money
zero.
ain't for
I do
everybody.
not
You know
feel
what I'm
liberated.
saying? So
Your
just
debt,
enjoy your
there's-
life, man. Enjoy
You
your
Your
know
life.
life
what?
can be very hard with that money.
Being middle class sucks because, yo, I'm gonna tell you this: middle class existence is the worst existence in North America. You know why? Because you are consistently threatened of the people above you. Because you're always in middle management. You always got a boss who got a boss who got a boss.
Man, the people above
And
you ain't
you
even
don't got
thinking
freedom.
about you. See that this is
Yo,
crazy. We're
you
not
buy
at
homeless-
war every day.
I think
yo.
homelessness is probably worse.
Yeah,
than
we're
being
not
miserable.
we're not at
okay.
war every day, yo.
Hold
Enjoy
on.
I mean,
your
Mars,
life.
you should try
man.
that too. It's not really all that bad.
Hold up,
I
put your hand up.
mean,
Put your
you-
hand
you're
up
in the
if
right
you've been
place,
homeless.
man.
Hold up,
People
put your
with-
hand up if
people
you've
with-
been homeless.
People with money,
homeless
people
right
with
now.
money,
What you talking about?
Shut
people
up,
with
man. You
money
sitting
are-
inside.
people with
Inside doesn't
money
mean
are
that.
not your enemy, yo. Just go live your life, get your bread. Don't pay attention to what everybody else got. Keep your eyes on your lawn and enjoy your life, man. Raise your kids, be a good father, be a good son, be a good husband, cousin, uncle, whatever you are, and
Be a
enjoy
good
your
daughter,
life, man.
too.
We not daughters too. If you
Or be a
look,
bad daughter.
now look, what I'm saying, what I'm
Or
saying
a gender
is
neutral child.
I want ops.
Yeah.
I know
Just
your point.
enjoy
I
your
100%.
life, man.
If my
Shit,
daughter brought
man.
Ron home, I'm punching him in the face and I'm throwing
Oh,
his ass
what?
right out of my
Oh,
house.
my God.
Right out of my house.
Uncle Phil. Hey, chill. I'm talking
What?
about Uncle Phil, Jazzy
Absolutely.
Jeff.
Punch him wrong
Get this
right in the
Negro
face.
up out of here.
Get him
But
out
no,
of
I'm
my
just
house.
saying, man, y'all gotta enjoy your life, man. Don't like no. Hey, Pin,
Chick open the door, I'm gonna be like,
Pin,
"Pops."
everything you said.
What's up?
Hey, Pin, everything you said was great, bro. I appreciate you giving that game, and I hope everybody else was listening. I hope they appreciate that too. So I'm not talking about you right now, Pin. Please don't take it that way. I'm saying though, y'all
I'm
can't.
not sensitive anymore. We good.
Okay,
You
well,
can-
but
you
I'm
can-
no,
you
I
can-
just no. But serious
Yeah.
though, not even
You
on a
not?
sensitive level, not even on a sensitive level though. Pin, I don't want to come off as if
You
I'm
wanna try it?
disrespecting. No, not just chill, Ron. I don't want to come off at all like I was disrespecting the information you just gave because I
No,
think that was great
absolutely.
information.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying that we can't sit listening to podcasts, bro. Finance bros on podcasts every day telling you what to do and what not to do with your money and how. Bro, take him off the big screen, Ron. You being messy, bro. I'm saying to everybody out there, like you got to live your life. You know what I'm saying? You got to enjoy yourself. You can't be stressed every day about am I putting this money in the right spot every second. You know what I'm saying, man? Go out, enjoy yourself, live your life, and just take care of your family, bro. Just have fun.
Respectfully, I've never been homeless as an adult. I was homeless like as a 15, 14-year-old. So I don't know what the realities are being like broke, living in your car when you're 22. That is not a perspective I have experienced. However, I will tell you, when I was a kid, being in that shelter was not so bad, bro. Being in the shelter for me as a kid, as an 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-old, that was not bad. It was great. I had friends, we watched TV together. We got donations given to us. There was a welfare check coming in. My mom wouldn't take it, but like, it wasn't that bad. I'm telling you, middle class existence sucks because you're always looking at everybody above and everybody
please stop
below.
telling
them.
people that it's better to be poor and homeless than it is to be
No,
middle class. It's
Like,
crazy.
For my
No.
benefit, it's
That
better
is
for you.
crazy.
That gives me the chance to write.
Psychologically, I'm just saying because when you're in the middle class, you hate everybody. That's the problem.
No, we don't.
Well, maybe
I
you
know,
should
I know
pay
for a fact. I
attention
know
to
for a
people
fact
around
that
you.
being in the middle. Real. Hold on, Ron, because we're in.
No,
this
I just want to ask you a question.
I don't want. I'm not going to answer your question.
It's gonna be a
The people
nonsensical
like
question.
I have. That's the problem. You know, and I read that in a book before somewhere that most people aren't happy with having something unless the person next to them has less than them. You have to stop thinking about what other people have. To me, I don't care. I don't care about what people over there living in Lake Oswego are doing in them $2 million homes. That shit don't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like being middle class, there's nothing wrong with being in the middle class. It's about your mindset. Stop feeling like you're at war every day. Stop waking up behind enemy lines. Okay? Wake up, stretch, drink your tea, do your yoga, go to work, handle your business, and love your family. You have to stop worrying about what other people have. Stay off of Instagram. Stop listening to rap lyrics. Stop looking up the people that are looking down on you. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy your life.
I'm
Enjoy your
unfollowing
life.
Swiper right now. That's it.
All right. I unfollowed him last night too, so
I'm joking.
we could agree on something. Big Zod OOJJ, the GOAT anime, said basketball or hoops and boxing are my sports. The complaining about flopping, same complaining about being a defensive fighter that wins with points. Shakur Stevenson and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander are dealing with same complaints for real when they both the best. Interesting parallel.
No.
I
He
do
said
find the
hoops.
shade
He said
dis-
what?
Hoops and
Hoops
boxing.
what?
Basketball and boxing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I do think the shade discourse is getting funny, but based only on clips I'm seeing. I saw a clip. I can't remember who said it. Something about if OKC win a title this year, it's going to teach kids to become floppers or something because of
Is that
Shane.
Wilbon?
Some black guy. I don't know who it was.
Was he bald?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Does
so.
he look?
Wilbon.
Does
It
he
was
look like a
Wilbon.
mixture of Chill and Swiper?
That's Wilbon. Yeah.
Oh, that's Wilbon. You know what a mixeron is?
But yeah, like seeing
calling
stuff like that is like we're getting to a point where it's like it's just genuinely becoming weird now. But it is what it is.
You think you got
No, wait,
friends.
Morris. And look, I don't know everything. Obviously, I don't. But like, I'm around high school and youth basketball every day of the week, and 100%. A lot of these kids, and I'm gonna specifically talk about the boys, mimic what they see these NBA players doing.
Oh, for sure.
And it's true, and it's despicable. I hate to watch it. It's come to the point, Mars, where I really have to stop coaching boys. I don't coach boys no more. I'm for real. I don't.
You did say that.
I don't. Like I've been offered boys jobs. I'm cool. I don't want no part of that. These dudes is ridiculous, bro.
These what?
Just all of this, all up and down the court. Dancing at the free throw line and all that dumb shit.
Who does that in the NBA? Who does?
But them celebrations be so goofy.
That's a little different.
But all right, y'all. P90X Pro 28 said, "Morning, fellas. Yesterday, y'all said OKC can win with 11 other guys. If that's the case, why did a majority of the panel pick another team to win it all?"
Because they'd be better if they had Donovan Mitchell. Duh.
Yeah, that was pretty wild yesterday, by the way.
Who would say
You started it.
Okay, first of all, we didn't.
I threw alley oop to real talk.
Yeah, you started it. That was wild.
Good work,
guess what? I'm
Damien.
going
Hey,
to
good
throw
work,
it.
Damien. You trained well.
See,
You a
that's how
media
Damien
trainer.
escapes
I gave him what he wanted.
accountability.
I
Oh,
just
look.
gave him what he
Yeah, you
wanted.
guys said some crazy stuff. I wonder why that happened. It's not like I threw the love or anything. Yeah,
Damien,
I'll
that's
feel
like Chris
the love.
Paul. That's like Chris Paul getting mad at Blake and DJ. Like, why y'all always dunking?
No.
First of all,
That's
we
fair.
said that they.
That's fair.
The conversation
It's good
was they could
content.
win- the conversation was they could win with 11 other guys. The conversation was they could win with 11 other different guys. We're only changing out one dude. Okay, let's not make it sound like we flipping the whole crew. No, we not. We just changing one dude. That's it. They still got the same crew.
And chill. On top of that, with those other guys too, we're talking about a healthy OKC team with
Yes.
J-Dub.
And we
With
flipping
J-Dub.
one dude. That's it. That's all we doing. And we ain't flipping one dude for some good players. We flipping one dude for some awesome guys. That's what we doing.
X, all 11.
The hell? Don't make it sound like we OKC is they can win with 11 other guys. No, they can't. No, we're not saying that at all.
All right, Matt Black became a YouTube
Cooper
member.
Flag.
Terry Triplet also became a YouTube member. And we got another super chat from Pip named Slickback. Said 10 days from competing my 50-day hard challenge. Five times a week push up or push pull legs, 80 to 90 minutes. Then I do 60 minutes, 11% incline, 3.6 speed, and then cool down with walking 7 miles. No chance I can run 3 miles though.
You can do all that. You can.
Isn't it 75 hard, not 50 hard? Y'all know
You
the
doing
challenge,
what you
75
doing.
hard?
5 times a week.
50 is better than 0. 50
Wait
is
a
better
second,
than
wait a
0.
second, wait a
Nah,
second.
good on you, bro. I just thought he was doing that. Actually.
Hold on. 60 miles, 11 income, 3 points. So 60 minutes. So your cool down is longer than the workout.
Damn. That's a long.
He didn't mean
No,
to
that's
put
a-
7. He meant to put 1 mile. Nigga ain't cool.
No, not
with
one,
7
not one.
miles.
1 and
no,
7 are too far away on the
Maybe
keyboard.
7 minute cool down. Maybe a 7 minute cool down.
Minutes might make sense. Because
Yeah.
a 7 mile walk isn't that like fucking 2 hours?
Yeah, if you especially
That's
if
your
you're
whole
walking
day.
like-
Yeah, it's gonna take me all day to
man,
walk
what
7
like
miles.
7
Hey, by the
miles?
time I walk that 7 miles, I'm gonna be back on the panel. Like,
Good on you, bro.
no
Well
way.
done, man.
that
Keep going.
can't be your
Keep
cool
going.
down if you just did an hour. because 3.6 is like a high paced walk. Some people's jaw.
I will say, Ox, I switched up my running every day. I got tired of running miles. I'm doing interval speed, and then I'm doing 18 minutes, so anywhere from 12 to 18 minutes, which ends up being 18 to 24 minutes, and it's basically elevated at 1% or 2%, and you start off with a 2.0 speed and a sprint at 10.0 for 30 seconds, a minute and a half walk incline at a 3, and then you do that 10 to 12 times.
That's actually tough.
End it with a walk.
That's nice.
I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying it way
Yeah.
more than just straight up running. I'll tell you that.
Swiper, do you do the row machine at all? I love the row machine.
Yeah, there's another one. I don't do it as
I
much. You
always
like
feel
doing
like
that?
running the outside is different to running.
Yeah, I
on
do the row
treadmill.
machine a lot. I like the row machine. That's just my knees. I can't run on the treadmill like that anymore. So I
No,
like the row
I just
machine.
like to see people that's I like to see people because I work out outside. I like to see people that's outside, that's out of shape, working out because that's a mentality.
Yeah,
These are people who looked in the mirror and said, "Yo, this is some bullshit. I got to get going. I got to do something. I don't know what, but I got to do something."
Should you work out with your shirt off outside?
I do not. Mm-mm.
Okay, I'm figuring.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
So those people chill. Those people are
Mars,
the
stop
biggest
lying. You ain't
scumbags.
go
Like-
outside.
Like those people are the biggest assholes. Anybody that
I
makes
stop
fun
judging,
of
man.
anybody that makes fun of like plus size people, fat people, or out of shape people that are working out like at the gym or wherever they are, like, oh, look at that fat motherfucker. Like those are the biggest assholes. Like you're trying somebody trying to better themselves. It's crazy.
They
My
call
bad.
me Ox. You see, MAGA got mad at me. They called me fat the other day. I like 2 million views.
Well, yeah, of course,
did say
but
that,
everybody does that when you post videos. Now the MAGA people got on you because you were having a back and forth with them. But before that, that's just people that's be hating on you anyway. Like they always hate on when you post videos. Oh, you should curl. Stop moving your body when you curl. You're not doing it right. You're not gonna get maximum bicep. Like, shut up.
I would never post a workout online just because I'm like, you not here training me, and you're not doing this. You're commenting on it, but you're not doing this.
It's good content though.
That workout run that y'all did on Venice Beach with the dude with that was
That was
Yeah.
serious. Hey, that was serious, by the
That's
way.
crazy.
Work for
That
your
was
ass.
serious.
Hey,
Chill, I was on that this morning actually before the show.
I'm still sore from that, chill.
Y'all did
Ox,
work.
that was serious, man.
That was some work for your ass.
They said it was some
Yeah.
activation. That was serious.
I have definitely made fun of people for being fat in the past, and I'm here to tell you.
Wait, while they were working out?
I will continue to do it in the future.
Of course, Penn.
Let me tell you why.
Penn's made fun of me.
No, I made fun of you for being bald. Okay. Oh, my bad. What, you think the potato head
You
shit
made fun of me for having a hearing problem.
That's
But
last
Pitt,
week.
why are you cooking fat people?
Last
Okay.
week, you made fun of a disabled person.
Hang on. What? You're not
It
disabled.
is a
Shut up.
disability. It is listed as a disability.
Please stop. Okay.
Wait, pin fat people that are working out or just fat people in general?
Fat people in general.
No. Well, I mean that's different. That's different. That's way different.
Your big
No,
chop
pin,
ass.
in your defense,
Why?
pin.
Let me tell you why.
Well,
Get off
that's
the
way
podcast,
different.
Mark.
If you're making fun of
That's crazy.
if you're making fun of a fat soul, that's
Pitt, we
one
never have seen you from the chest down. For all we know, you built like, you know.
Yeah, we never see you without a hoodie on ever. What do you look like under there?
Yo, first of all, you asked.
Wait, are you using a filter pin?
Hang on, hold on one second.
Is that a skinny filter?
No, there's no filter here. I just want to be clear about something. Parker. You asked Chill if he works out with his shirt off, and you asking me what's under the hood. I'm sorry, bro.
What's
I'm
wrong
not
working out with your shirt off? There's nothing
But
wrong working
I
out with
will
your
say
shirt off.
this: the reason that I'm saying bullying works. It works.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it
Wait,
does.
no, pin is the
It does not
80s.
work.
No, pin is the 80s, baby, and that is a complete fact for our generation.
Worse. I'm telling you right now.
You can't do it no more, Pin. You can't do it no more. It used to work, but it don't
People
work.
just
no
living
more.
with that trauma every day, but
You're doing
Penn
it wrong.
is constantly living in trauma.
Wait,
Penn,
Damien. A little
Penn,
bit of
do you-
trauma.
do
A
you-
little bit
do
of
you-
trauma
all
is
right,
healthy.
How about this? Let me help
Just a
Penn.
little
Penn,
bit, though.
do you
Just a little
apologize
bit.
on behalf of the severe deaf community, which I'm a part of, with a 75% loss
I love the
and
deaf
a
community.
75% loss and a
Shout
60%
out
loss?
to ALS.
Pin, don't waste your time apologizing. He can't hear
What?
you anyway.
First of all,
Okay,
I
okay,
have-
Ox,
I
now,
have
no, you don't
never-
start. You don't
I have
start.
never
Pin,
made somebody cry. I've
Pin,
never
are
made
you
fun of
Pin? Are
somebody
you
being
going
deaf.
to
I've
apologize
never
to the
made fun
deaf
of somebody
community?
being deaf. I've
You
never made
literally
fun
did last week. Can you not hear? Mark, you
Okay.
were on the show and you had to answer Pin.
Now we get
Pin said,
derailed,
"You
Ron.
can you not hear what he's? Can you
This
not
is you,
hear?
Ron.
Are you deaf?" You literally said that. You said, "Are you deaf?" Last week.
I don't think he knew that you had a
Yes,
hearing
he does.
issue.
Everybody sees my
know
hearing.
that.
I got
We all
hearing
know
aids
that.
right here, right in this box.
Okay, so I
Oh,
think
I'm
you
sorry.
make fun of,
This
you
one
make
is
fun
not
of
everybody.
blind
We
people.
all
I
do
was
that.
pointing out the hypocrisy. It was a joke. It went over your head.
It was a
because you're
joke. Now I'm
apparently
dumb, so
deaf.
I'm
It's
deaf
not
and
your
dumb.
Yup, that's the problem.
mean-
not only can you not hear, you can't comprehend.
He
either.
calling you Helen Keller.
Yeah, not only can you not hair swipe, but you ain't that
Bro,
smart
I'm just
either.
saying bullying works.
Wow.
We're not
To some
endorsing
extent.
bullying,
To
by
some
the way.
extent. No, I mean,
Absolutely not endorsing
there's a
bullying.
level of abuse that I think we need to stand behind and just say that's crazy.
Oh my
But a certain
God.
amount of teasing. Look, man, we are
You don't like
social
when people tease you.
No, teasing and bullying are two different
No.
things, though. Like teasing is no big deal. Like poking fun at some things, but like bullying is crazy.
Hang on, I have been relentlessly called out for my bullshit on this platform and on every other platform for the last my whole life. Okay, let's just be real. People have told me I was uncomfortable. People have told me that I don't listen. People have told me I'm arrogant. People have told me I'm an asshole. People have told me that I like the sound of my own voice, that I'm too long drawn out, and I am currently cutting a segment that has gone past my timer. My point is, it worked. It worked.
How has it worked?
Well, let me tell you. Because last Friday,
Still making fun of fat
Friday,
people.
I mean that because it worked. Last Friday, I had that back and forth with Drench.
Yeah.
Bro, I want to tell you something. It helped.
You have an epiphany?
I had an epiphany, Joe.
Uh-oh.
Because
that's only because it was drenched, though.
It took the 13th beef.
13th.
To have an epiphany.
It worked though.
What was the epiphany? What was the
epiphany? The epiphany was that I really like Jordan. He was my favorite panelist last year. This is not a person that I don't disrespect, that I disrespect his basketball takes. I think he's really good. I watch all his videos. I post his videos. And then I noticed that Jordan unfollowed me. And I was like, say word. Real Talk didn't even unfollow me. And I was like, motherfucker, is this had like what did I do to this guy that he got so upset with me? And I've noticed that this has been happening for like a year now. So I'm like, you know what? It doesn't matter whose problem it is.
Pin,
but honestly,
did you cry?
No, fuck no, man. No. What I'm saying is he did something to me that I often do to other people. He did something to me that I often do to other people. And it just kind of got me thinking. I'm like, when somebody does to you what you often do to other people, it kind of
which is what?
Bitch. And I mean, honestly, it was a crazy moment, and everyone in the chat was just like, "Oh, this is Drench is out of pocket. He had to defend himself." But I was just like, what the hell am I doing? I'm 38 years old. This is ridiculous. I'm getting off tilt every single time someone brings up Scotty Barnes. I'm suddenly running to his defense like I'm his keeper. It doesn't matter. Disrespect Scotty Barnes. Do it. I told you. I will introduce a new word to the PC lexicon. How many words have I introduced to this PC lexicon? A lot. Intellectual curiosity, pseudo. We talking proprioception. Proprioception. Let me introduce another one. Unfuckwithable.
No, you're late on that, Pin.
Keep going.
You already.
Let me reintroduce. Let me reintroduce unfuckwithable. You are not catching me off my pivot ever again.
But you called me Mr. Potato Head unprompted last week for calling out your Cade Cunningham takes.
Stop crying, Swiper.
He's Swiper.
Y'all know people have taken their lives for bullying, yeah.
Swiper, what did he just say?
Absolutely.
So that's going to be the last incident.
That is
yes.
It's gone too
just
far.
Said that, Pin.
I understand.
Swiper, he literally just said that.
Well, you don't know everyone's mental fortitude.
We done with the.
That's why you probably shouldn't bully anyone because you don't know how mentally tough.
Yeah, bullying.
A little fat joke ain't never hurt nobody.
Mars.
Well,
no, you say that till I'm not on the panel tomorrow because I've heard about
Mars.
4 fat jokes today.
Develop
I ain't gonna
antisocial
lie.
tendencies.
Chill, call me fat today.
You need a mental health day tomorrow?
If I ain't here tomorrow,
some of your biggest
Mars, we got you with a paid day off tomorrow, Mars.
Sometimes you need to get punched in the face, dude.
I got it.
Yeah, but punching somebody in the face isn't bullying. Those are two different things. Like it's okay sometimes. Yes.
Okay. After you get punched in the face, what do you say? Was I acting like an idiot?
That shit hurt.
Yes. I was acting like an asshole.
I'll probably flop and try to get to the free throw.
Just really quickly, Mars, are you fat?
Hello. Absolutely.
Did I call you fat?
Absolutely.
Is that a form of bullying? Or am I just?
I'm very offended, and I do feel like I need a mental health day tomorrow.
This is disassociation.
Without
right
it,
now.
I don't know how
What
much
we're doing
longer I can go on with the way I'm
compartmentalization and disassociation.
We should not be like talking saying how bullying is not a positive thing. Okay, bullying is crazy. Now, look, like kids. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Kids will tease each other, and that's one thing. But bullying is a whole different thing. On top of that, we're dealing with a different generation. There's different ways they communicate with each other differently. It's way different now. Bullying back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, that was one thing. Bullying today is not okay. You know what I'm saying? When you have to, they're different subjects. All right, different people.
How about
you
teasing?
can't pick.
Teasing,
teasing is natural.
Okay. Let's do that.
Normal,
Teasing
regular
is
people
okay.
are going to tease each other. Assholes are bullies.
Because I don't know if you know this,
assholes
man,
are bullies.
but
Is me calling Swiper potato head, is that bullying or teasing?
No, that's just stating facts.
Okay, got you.
Not stating the fact. But just to be clear, bullies, just so be clear, bullies, like schools get shot up because of bullies. That's what's going on in this world today. Like people are throwing.
Do you ever think? Okay, this is maybe controversial.
Well, I mean, yeah, but also like the kids
There's
that do
that
it.
weird kid in the
I guess
back
black
who
people
doesn't
never
talk
get
to
bullied.
anybody and wears a black coat. You think like maybe everyone's picking on that kid because they know he's gonna grow
Mirror
up. and be really
on the
weird?
wall.
Because these guys are handling it differently. That doesn't mean that it's not
I
getting
was
done.
cool. Fuck you.
It doesn't mean that it's not getting done. But anyway, Ron, as you were saying,
Penn. I'm telling everybody.
I'll tell you right now, Penn. The way the
you
Ku
do
Klux
have to
Klan feel about black people, that's how I feel about bullies.
The way who feels about black
The
people?
way the Klan feel about black people, that's how I feel about bullies.
Oh damn.
Yes,
But
The
he
Klan doesn't
was
have-
bullying me today. Crazy.
I hate them motherfuckers. I don't dislike them. I hate them.
Don't worry, Mars. I'm gonna get your lick back next PC weekend.
No love.
Hey,
No
chill.
love.
Hey,
for
hey,
bullies,
chill,
man. I
chill,
have
go,
no
chill,
love
go,
for
chill, go
bullies.
lose about 2 inches from now and then, and I'm gonna knock another inch off him.
Chill.
No, but you know what though? It's when you have
You
like
know people
when
call
you have
Shaq
younger,
Shaq
when you
bully,
have
right?
kids, you have nieces, nephews, you have little cousins, little brothers, and stuff like that. You want to make sure that they learn how to defend themselves from bullies, and that's something you think about. Like when you know what I mean. So it's like we don't got no love for bullies, man. Bullies
Michael Jordan was a bully. Big bully.
Penn,
Kevin
what
Garnett was a
the
bully.
fuck that got to do with anything?
I'm telling you, all your favorite players are bullies.
What does that
no.
got to do with anything?
Bill Russell wasn't bullying no one.
Chris
Russell
Webber's a bully.
bullying everybody. Chris Webber? I don't know about
Yeah.
Chris Webber, but I know
Russell
stories
ain't
about
bullying
Kevin
no one,
Garnett,
man.
bro.
Nobody,
He has
no
teammates
real,
in
like
practice.
nobody supports bullying. That's no real good person. Good people don't support bullying. Okay,
Bullying has an image problem. Let's just call it something else.
Penn, you're not a bully. Okay, I know you. I know how bad you want to think you're a bully. You're not a bully.
I'm not saying I'm a bully.
Let it go.
I'm
Penn, you
I'm
can't
seeing you bully
bully
some people up here.
anybody, bruh.
I'm not advocating that I'm not saying
You're
I'm a bully.
Yes, you are. You're advocating for bullies.
I'm
you're trying to
saying
you're trying to
sometimes-
make it seem like, oh, I do this. I like Penn. Stop it. That shit does
No.
not sound cool. That shit's not tough. Like nobody supporting this bully
I think if
agenda
you
shit
ask
is.
people,
And
they
I
would
think
say
you're
I
a
get
bully if
bullied.
that makes you feel better. I think
I don't want to be a bully. I'm trying to tell you
That's
it
not-
works
that's not-
sometimes,
that's
and
not-
it's
that's not
necessary
cool,
sometimes.
bro.
That's all I'm saying.
It's
I'm
not
saying
cool, bro. It's
sometimes.
not cool. Let it go. I know you tried. It didn't land. It's not cool. Bullying is not cool.
I think it landed.
It's
All right.
effective.
Mike cut his hair off Ox, became a YouTube member. Shout out to Mike cut his hair off Ox.
On
Because of Onyx, but close.
Fellas, I got to bounce.
All right, chill.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
bro.
All right. You know Onyx, right?
Slam harder.
Ron?
Onyx
You know?
the Vince Carter. You don't know the song?
You know Onyx, like sticky fingers.
Onyx is a
and-
Pokemon, by the way.
Oh, I know Pikachu.
Onyx,
It's only one Onyx that I support.
Onyx is a rock type.
Damn Luke Cornett. Lanika in drag said, I played corner in college and I'm seeing this ish with Maxi right now, but why do NBA athletes be sharing women? Question mark. Like, chill, Ron, is that just hoops? Because in football, we don't do that.
What do you mean football? Y'all don't do that. What are you talking about?
I just want to put this out there. Like, you will see a lot of celebrities have the same women. You'll see it in the music industry. You'll see it, I guess, in NBA because it doesn't happen in the NFL. On top of that, the NBA is a much closer knit community than the NFL is, but that's semantics. All I'm gonna say is, like, technically, we are all sharing women for the most part.
Yeah, not me. You guys stay safe though.
Hey, Mars, some people share men too, but like,
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
There's
like
certain people. It's a circle. Like only certain people got access to certain stuff. So it's just like, yeah, we're gonna come across the same broads. Whatever. So.
but she's sharing men then. So I'm like, what I'm saying is like, what you're saying is true, Ox. Like in a high school, because you're saying it's a certain group of people. So celebrities are all in this pool, in this bubble, and it's just celebrities in there. In high schools, for the most part, only people in that high school date each other because this is who you hang around.
You're
gotta
around,
date each other anyway 'cause of
you're
mutual
around these
leverage.
people. You're around these people so often. So it's just,
Yeah.
But that's the crazy thing, though. People feel like, oh, so if we split up and we're in our mid-20s to late 30s, am I supposed to just be single forever? Like I'm not supposed to date anybody because they were with somebody before that? Y'all be taking this shit too far. Like, oh, that's
All right.
his ex-girlfriend. So,
I gotta run, yo.
now. So.
Actually, as a matter of fact,
Oh,
limited time only. Don't do that, Ox, because you sat here with this boy right here. You and this boy. This boy and this boy sat here and debated 3 topics for the last hour and a half.
All right, Ron.
W overtime.
Limited time only said the fact he deserves a pass when people said he was better than 2016 Steph, Pete, KD, and Kobe Bryant, and back-to-back MVP deserves a pass. Are y'all serious?
Yeah, we are serious.
Imani97 said nobody plays up to regular season level. Kobe literally shot 41% in a final series. LeBron has shot below 45%. LeBron had games where he shot 27% in the playoffs. It happens. Tatum shot 38% in the finals. Luka, etc.
Well, everyone has bad games in every setting. Regular season, playoffs, play-in, whatever. Like, yeah. Bad
Kawhi
games will
Leonard.
happen.
Kawhi
But some
Leonard,
people do play better in the playoffs, and some people play worse in the playoffs. Most people play worse in the playoffs.
Anthony Edwards, one of the best playoff risers. Kawhi Leonard, Michael Jordan, LeBron to some extent. I think these are some good names. Allen Houston, deep cut.
Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller, another one. Yep.
Jerome 1587 said,
Praise
how many
Lord.
passes y'all give Steph, Bron, and KD? The truth is, people is holding him to the best player standards, and he's elite against regular defense, but one team he has to see, and he gets a pass? Come on, Ron. Said what I said, man.
The Spurs are built to like make life hell for him. So the fact that they're making life hell for him and he's still winning, I think is a credit.
Shout out to Jared McCain, man.
Yeah. Shout outs to Jared. It's amazing.
We'll see how many super chats we get through. Clutch time hoops. Scott robbed first. Oh, Scotty. Okay, Scotty robbed first team all defense and third team all NBA. Bill S is lame.
Bill Simmons.
Nash. I'm just gonna read the super chat. How they put it. Nash clears Brunson. Jacoby Walter clears all. Who wins 17 Warriors mixed with 13? What? Okay, so who wins 17 Warriors mixed with 13 Spurs, or 25 OKC mixed with 16 Cavs? Appreciate the advice, Swiper and Damien. 17.
We all agree, right? Just the only Spur who gets into that starting lineup is Kawhi if they decide to go small. We agree, right?
17 Warriors. So I think 17 Warriors. I think the lineup is Steph, Clay, Kawhi, KD, and Tim Duncan.
I agree.
Yeah, we good. Yeah, we good.
Hey,
What's your starting lineup, Mars?
role player
I
Duncan
agree.
was amazing.
I agree. He was cool.
Are you putting Draymond over him?
Oh, I forgot about Draymond. Tripping. Oh shit.
And Scotty Barnes was absolutely robbed first team defense and third team All NBA. Horrible.
I had him on both of those teams.
You know ball.
Hold on. Clay? All right. We don't got time for it. No, we just don't got time for it. We don't got time for it because Manu got to play.
Manu.
Yeah, Manu got to play. Average Joe 1780 89. Swiper, it's not anti-Jokic. It's folks watching games and understanding it's not just about the box score and shooting efficiency. It's putting value back on winning and not just stat gathering.
I think Jokic does a lot of the small stuff that doesn't show up too. Yeah. Personally.
Average Joe. Chet is averaging 12 and 7. McCain is shooting 35%, yet he has a super team. Oh, because Caruso is hitting threes directly from Shea's gravity. Also, yes, I did this purposely. Animated swiper equals better show.
McCain is shooting the loudest 35% I've ever seen, by the way.
He hits the ones that count.
It's the loudest inefficient scoring of all time.
NP13. Swiper, there isn't anything you can do or say that'll get people to not think you're biased against SGA. It's just a stigma that's wrongfully stuck to you at this point, and it's not going to change.
Wrongfully?
Yeah, I don't know if he knows what wrongfully means.
Also, the chat voting, does bullying work? Yes is winning. Okay, got you.
Nice.
Nims gassed up. Am I tripping, or has Castle not been super physical? I think he should have to be the last one to talk about physicality. Stop generalizing Thunder fans because some Twitter page is saying things.
I think Castle's been physical.
Yeah, yes.
Hey, chill. I know AI will run back that 2011 NFC Championship, and the Giants put belt to ass on them Niners again and again, 100 times back. We ain't gonna worry about that. See, if we had a W host, these super chats would have been read. You know what I'm saying? When it was time to read them. Goon King forever. I invested in fake passports, a shiesty, gat, and black forces. I've made back 500 times my initial investment in year one. Don't follow Ron and spend half your paycheck on them back page birds. Be smart.
Saying this when your name is Goon King Forever is insane to me, but okay.
Oh, man. Ooh, Ron, big tricking. Big Za. Strength coach and solid core. Fine hub instructor for my side job. IT coordinator main job. Cardio post lifting brings most results. Cardio post lifting brings most results because of muscle activation. Heavy, so the fat burns 10 times harder. Oh God, I hate reading super chats, man. I'm talking about y'all punctuation and grammar. It's just terrible. The King Slayer 44. L ableism.
Okay, let's just be real. I did not make fun of Swiper for being deaf. That's just absolute horseshit. It's a joke that he missed. I do not have an issue with people being deaf or blind.
I even think Swiper's just joking when he says that. I don't think he's being serious.
He's trying to get me canceled, docs. He's trying to get me bullied by the deaf community. That's not cool.
Cancel culture is dead.
Man,
this is Donald.
Signs on you. That's gonna be crazy.
This is Donald Trump's America pin. Cancel culture is dead.
I mean, it's always been dead, but yeah.
They tried on me.
Cottrell Hill. Oh yeah. Oh Mars, you were on. They tried to cook you.
I was nearly a goner. God damn.
Oh man, Cottrell Hill. Do the teams swapping the other way? If MV2 switched with those other players, are those teams better? Who the fuck is MV2?
Shea.
He's a two-time MVP. And he's
okay. I get it.
And he wears number 2.
Got it. Example: would the Cavs have been swept with SGA? Would the Knicks be better with SGA? Swiper hates OKC.
I think the Knicks would be better with SGA.
I think every team that you mentioned will be better with SGA. I think the Cavs would be better with SGA. I think Denver would be better with SGA if they had him in place of Jamal Murray. Like, yeah, he's the best guard in the NBA. Him being in any place, the Pistons would be better with SGA.
Look at him trying to hate on Cade.
No, because Cade's defense is so much better than his.
I mean, they're both good defenders, realistically.
Yeah. They're not even in the same tier of defender though.
Okay.
I mean, do you fight that?
I
We
think
ain't
they're in
got
the
time
same
to fight
tier.
it.
I think they're in the same tier.
SGA is nowhere near Cade on defense. Shout out to SGA though. The King Slayer 44. You can tell Penn got bullied, and yet this bullying logic doesn't apply to him. Okay.
Absolutely got bullied. It's the only white kid in a black school, and then I ended up being the only Mexican kid in an all-white school. Come on, man.
You're Mexican?
I'm not Mexican. I'm Serbian, but they thought I was Mexican because I had black hair.
Oh man, I'm just saying though, yo, like that has to be a terrible existence. You know what I'm saying? Could you imagine being a kid that wakes up every morning and just wants to go to school and get an education, but you're afraid to go to school because you're afraid to get picked on and bullied and slammed into shit? Like that's gotta suck, bro. Like nobody wants to live like that. I got to be better, bro. Bullying is not cool. Average Joe. Man, Penn keep those precious folks.
Keep cooking.
Oh, Penn keep cooking those precious folks. Shame works. Jeez,
Shame is very powerful. I would say this, Ox, and I think you would agree with this, even if we don't agree on the bullying stuff. If you want to change anything in your life, become disgusted by it. If you want to quit smoking, become disgusted by smoking. If you want to lose weight, be disgusted by your visceral fat. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, but if you want to be happy in life, like mind your fucking business and stop worrying about what other people are doing. You know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying, but like to me, when I watched that Friday episode that I'm saying like resulted in the transformation, I was watching myself and I had an out of body. I was disgusted with myself. I was like, why am I rolling my eyes in this moment? Why am I talking down to someone like this? Why am I even taking this personally? What is the fuck am I doing?
But Penn, you see the difference. Do you see the difference here, though? Right? You really, really like Drench, right? I'm going somewhere with this Penn. I'm going somewhere with this Penn. Just chill.
Okay.
You care about what he thinks or how he feels. Clearly, a lot of people that are just living their life don't give a shit about you or how you feel. So if you go up and try to shame them, they're like, bro, I don't like, fuck you. I don't know you. I don't care about you. I'm not going to have an out of body experience. I'm not going to change because of what some random dude says about me, somebody that I don't give a shit about. So that's the clear difference there. You can't put out, you can't, no, but you don't. So the only reason that you changed for these past 4 days is because you care about Drench blocking you. You care about what he said to you.
A lot of people don't give follow me.
Whatever, same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Like that's the difference right there. You care about these people, about Drench, and these people don't give a shit about like for instance, if you're bullying the person that you're bullying doesn't care about you. You care about Drench. So there's no correlation there.
I think I get what you're saying, but I just want to point this out. When I was failing classes when I was 16. Okay. I was a kid in the gifted program who started failing classes. I was skipping classes. I was fucking my life up, bro. I was in handcuffs. I was messing up. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I swear everyone in my family thought I was not going to go to college. And I remember when I was 17, I had this one teacher who hated on my ass, bro. She hated that I skipped her classes. She did not just ignore it. She hated that I skipped her classes to the point where she chewed me out in another class. She came into my other class and she said, "Why are you not in my class? My class." So I was like, "Oh shit." She put me on blast in front of everybody. She put me on blast. What kind of an asshole?
You were shamed. You were shamed. You were embarrassed, and she cared about you.
Hang on.
There's a big difference.
But the happy ending is that the next year I took her class again, and she looked at me and she said, "Are you sure you want to take this class? A lot of work." And I said, "Yeah, I want to take this class," and I wanted to prove her wrong because I didn't like that feeling that she brought on me. I became a straight A student, got a scholarship.
Yes, Penn, there's still no correlation here. There's still no correlation here.
Showed
Penn,
behavior.
Because Penn, I understand that, but these people don't. The people that you think you're bullying don't care about you, so you're not going to change their lives. It's different.
I didn't think this teacher cared about me at all. It just exposed my own behavior. My point is,
you were embarrassed because somebody did that to you. You're not embarrassing anybody because they don't give a shit about your opinion. Pimp named Slickback said, "Walking 7 miles is nothing. Y'all need to come to New York more." I mean, New York isn't the only place where people walk. I know that New York people think it's the center of the world, but it's just not how that works. The point wasn't that 7 miles was too far. Pimp named Slickback. The situation was that we didn't understand how your cool down was longer than the workout. That's what we were talking about. Not that 7 miles is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, Let's go. Pimp named Slickback with another one. Drench talking about following God in the comments when he be talking about womanizing half the time. I didn't see you in the pews last Sunday. Okay, Drench called him out. We're almost done, y'all. We're almost done. Big Za went from homeless to homeowner at 27. Penn speaking facts. Shout out to you, Penn, and shout out to you, Big Za. Happy that you made it. Brunson better. I think Leon Rose play is win this year and sign Bron on vet men and go back to back. Bron on this squad makes us unbeatable. Golden era of Knicks hoops. Go New York, go.
Facts.
Why is he taking a veteran minimum though?
Because he wants to play for the Knicks.
That would be a smart move.
So he's just gonna come over there and get in OG's way, huh?
Yep.
6th man of the year.
LFC, Ox, if they don't flop, they might not get the call. Well, play basketball. Spanish Jose, I'm talking to the man in the mirror. I'm asking you to make a change.
Is that Michael Jackson? Yes.
Absolutely.
It is.
Shout out to Mike. Y'all gonna keep acting like this dude wasn't just a fucking weirdo.
Michael Jackson?
I'm sorry. I should have said that.
Michael Jackson?
Bullying. That's bullying. I shouldn't have said that.
Oh, damn. I'm influencing you. My bad.
Steven the Great. Jokic averaged 25, 13, and 9 on 44% shooting in the first round. SGA is averaging 27, 6, and 6 on 39% shooting. I wouldn't say SGA is necessarily performing better.
Yes,
Yeah, well,
because
should stop being a box
Shea's
score
actually
merchant.
averaging 26, 3, and 10. But I guess 6 assists is what you can just get away with. So if we're gonna box score watch, at least box score watch correctly. Like if we're gonna do that. Like
also
if
Jokic
that's
shot
the
like
bar.
29% from 3. And was terrible.
But yeah, if you don't think Shea's been better against the Spurs than Jokic was against the Wolves, then
Yep.
Yeah.
You deserve to be bullied. That's the point that Mars is making right now.
W ball out highlights. Ron, you're picking and choosing who you want to critique. Why didn't you do this for Jokic when he was getting guarded by Rudy and had a bad series?
He did.
We touched on that. Ron's a hypocrite. Mike cut his hair because of Onyx. Fascia training is flat out pseudoscience. Sorry, Penn. All these guys are liars trying to sell their courses.
No, it's not. It's not pseudoscience at all. I've talked to real scientists about it and read books about it. It's not pseudoscience. Your fascia is very real. It's just because something trendy doesn't mean it's automatically stupid. Sometimes intelligent points trend. But look it up. Look it up for yourself.
I do see a lot of people out there just trying to sell courses. I think that that's just so diluted. I don't know if not that in particular. I have to check that out, but there is a lot of that going on out there. Tiki the Coon. I think the Knicks are a horrible matchup for OKC. We play 5 out and have elite defenders. Also, Towns, Bridges, and OG trios playing elite defense. I'm telling y'all right now, the Larry O is coming to Madison Square Garden.
It's sounding a little less crazy. Every time you say it, it sounds a little less crazy. And I'm just like, am I going to be sitting there as New York is up 3-1 against OKC in the finals? And I'm just like, oh man, Ox told me this was going to happen. They are playing the best basketball of any team, for sure.
I think so.
I don't know how to judge it because I don't think the Cavaliers are on that level. So it's hard.
It's just, and on top of that, we got to remember, like, OG is resting that hamstring right now. So
sure.
We'll see what happens, though. We'll see what happens. Mad Max Sports. Don't y'all do rankings on Thursday? Here you go. Ben Gordon, Eric Gordon, Lou Will, J.R. Smith, Matt Barnes, KCP. Rank them, please. Hush Pin. Oh, shit.
we will have Matt
Go ahead,
Barnes
Marsh.
last, right? We will have Matt Barnes
Man,
last.
that's Sacktown finest, man.
That's amazing.
I
We will
got
have
Matt Barnes over.
last.
I got Matt Barnes over KCP. No troll.
Mad Max,
They're the bottom two, right? Matt Barnes and KCP, they're the bottom two.
Mad Max, shut
Well,
your mouth before I tell your
there
mom
was-
that you stole her credit card, man.
There was a minute in the NBA where Eric Gordon was the best player in the league. I don't know if y'all remember that, but just want to remind y'all about that.
I got Ben Gordon 1, JR 2, Eric Gordon 3, Lou Will 4, KCP 5, Matt Barnes 6.
No way you really got KCP over Matt Barnes, Mars.
Easily.
I don't know why Matt Barnes is there. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know why Matt Barnes is there.
Man, that's
And I
second
actually don't mind Matt Barnes. I think Matt Barnes was cool. Like I've never thought bad of Matt Barnes. I just don't know why he's there. I don't know why KCP's there either. To be fair, like they seem like the odd ones out. But here's what it is.
Danny Green better than all of them, right?
No.
I don't know if Danny Green better than Ben Gordon when Ben Gordon was good. I don't know.
Nah.
Ben Gordon was good. He just wasn't very long. He was good for, but Ben Gordon was good.
What you said about Alex Caruso, you said he's the LeBron James of role players. I think that was your take that floated across my timeline. I was thinking, yeah, it was really Danny Green before Alex Caruso.
J.R. Smith was better than Danny Green, though.
Yeah, we'll
I really do like Danny Green. Danny Green is
Me too.
Player,
huge Danny Green fan, but I got JR though. Lil Moody said more weak ass made up stats to support weak narratives. I mean, that's a normal thing in basketball discourse though. Like, get used to that.
What stats got made up today? I wasn't paying attention.
I don't think I was here yet, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
412 Broncos. How does everyone glaze Wemby as the greatest defensive player ever, but shame SJ for having a bad shooting series against the best team he's ever played?
This isn't Shay's first bad shooting series. Hate to break it to you.
I mean, at some point we're gonna have to like have some tough conversations about maybe his shot diet and the consequences of living on a consistently tough shot diet when you're not necessarily the most explosive at the rim. I think like we've seen this a lot with certain players who are more below the rim finishers, which is I think the fact that Shea is struggling, the fact that quite a few of these below the rim finishers have struggled kind of makes what Jalen Brunson's doing all the more special. You know?
Alan R. Hey, shout out to Damian, man. He got my MVP vote. Also, 77 still better playoff player than Mr. Pilgis. We move.
Damn, Luka FC trying to get themselves back into the race. That's cute.
Shout out to Luka FC. H-Town T, been a member for 36 months, says 3 years here with you crazy MFs. Best show going. By the way, going to continue to ask for PC Weekend in Houston until it's done. That'd be dope. Shout out to Houston.
Cool.
Just a
I'd
couple
love to go
more.
to Houston.
Couple more. They got good food in Houston, Mars. From MTHJ301. Updates on when you would like to see this NBA. Updates on what you would like to see this NBA draft.
A big draft day trade. A big draft day trade. Like a team moving themselves into the top 3 or the top 5 or something.
You know what Mars wants to see in the NBA draft? A 3-1 comeback.
Kambuza moving up to 1?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the equivalent.
I don't really like Kambuza and Washington. They already got AD and Alex, so I'm cool. Like I'm not the players I'm high on in the draft. I don't care where they get drafted. I want them to go to a place that fits them. Like, why do I care if Kambuza is the number 1 pick? I'm still going to think he's the best prospect in the draft. Like, whether he gets drafted 1 or 14, I'm still going to think he's that. So as long as he goes to a place that I think fits him and allows him to be the player I think he can be, that's all that's all that's going to ultimately matter. Even the players I'm not that high on, I still want to see them go to a spot where I think they can be maximized. I want to see AJ go to a spot that works best for him. Darren, Caleb, Cam, Mikael Brown, Darius Aker. I want to see all of them go to a spot that allows them to be, or allows them the opportunity at least to be the best versions of themselves. And then whatever happens there happens. Like, I don't care where you actually get drafted.
Mars, and that's even means like even if they don't start off getting a whole bunch of shots or 28, 33 minutes a game, even if that means they got to come into it slowly and then maybe their sophomore years when they really take off and break out, like that's fine to me. I could honestly see Cam Boozer being one of those type players whose first season isn't like a super dope season. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of mediocre. You know what I'm saying? 13-8 or something. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing wrong with that. Also, there's nothing wrong with drafting a lottery pick that just isn't that guy ever, like who was never a superstar. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to draft to fit what you need.
Just don't take Ricochet number 1.
Well, that was, but that was a draft for me. To me, I said it then too. That was a draft of role players. That was a draft of filler guys. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that.
I agree. He was just the worst of the filler.
Yeah.
You think if you bullied filler guys, they'd become stars? I'm just kidding.
No.
I think Zach Ricochet needs some bully. He needs Michael Jordan in his life.
Drink more water. Swiper, take a look in the mirror. PC fans celebrated Denver and Jokic's downfall was because people like you bash and trash everybody else. OKC and SGA fans didn't do that, so we don't push back so much.
He's speaking for Giannis FC because SGA fans and Giannis have never had any back and forth. But SGA fans have definitely been pushing the Kobe propaganda. They've been pushing the Steph propaganda, the D Wade propaganda, like to a lesser the James Harden stuff. Like every other guards who's like MJ notwithstanding, and Magic Johnson because he escapes all of these talks. Every other guard, SGA have been pushing SGA's better than them. Every single one. Like that's been happening. So.
Yeah. Just got a few more left, y'all. Step back 12-37. Is Tatum a better passer than SGA?
I think so, yeah.
Yes, obviously. It's simply Cujo. Shea energy has already flipped. Media hated him.
The media hates him?
The stuff I be seeing.
I think
I don't follow the media extensively, but like some of the stuff I see Nick Wright saying about SGA.
Is Nick Wright like the media, or is he just?
I think he's a prevalent face in the media. Outside of like Stephen A is obviously like the biggest
face only a mother could love, right?
Nick Wright's probably like top 5 faces of NBA media at this point, probably.
Well, that's probably what's wrong with NBA media.
I have no problem with Nick Wright. Buttered biscuits. Chill with the fat slander. I know some big girls that got me through some rough stretches. I ain't have to wine and dine them either. If you know, you know.
This is such a problematic statement. My God. You talked about big girls like they were fucking Lunchables, bro. What are you doing with your life?
They probably wouldn't mind a Lunchable.
Lunchables are really good. I grew up on Lunchables.
Oh my God.
I love Lunchables.
Nah, man.
Oh man. You ever went to school with the Lunchable? You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh damn, you got a Lunchable.
I definitely did, Ox. I definitely did.
Mars, they used to have the big pizza ones too. Man,
that shit is so bad for you.
Oh yeah. Everything was bad for us when we were growing up. We used to eat McDonald's.
Yeah. We did.
Well, anyways, though, we are out of here, y'all. Appreciate y'all for kicking it with us. Don't bully. It's bad for you. It's bad for everybody.
All right, so you read 35 super chats per 100 possessions. Shout outs to you.
I did my thing.
You did
I'm
it.
the GOAT.
You did it.